What's going on, everybody?
We here.
All right, we got to test it. I got to make sure this music isn't too carried away either.
I can hardly hear it. Sounds good. Hey, Shelby.
Hey,
Shelby.
what's going on? Shelby's in the house. What's going on? I think Shelby was actually did that like a while ago. She did it. She did
Oh,
that like 20 minutes ago or something like that.
first one in the building.
Yeah, so we are doing a celebration special tonight, which we're going to be talking about. I know we kind of briefly talked a little bit about everything with the celebrations and whatnot, and we were just kind of, doing our own thing. But
Yep.
uh, this is a much more in-depth celebration special because we are going to be talking about everything that you want to know. We're going to be talking about travel tips. We're going to be, giving you our suggestions, our opinions. Just kind of Jeff hasn't been to Minneapolis before, but I'll kind of be giving you the rundown of where to go, what to do, things that you want to hang out and check out, and you just need to be. This is going to be a full-blown celebration special. We're going to be talking about everything that's going on with the celebration, what you can expect, some of the things that are going to be going on, talking a little bit about the rules and regulations of the celebration, some of the things that are going on in celebration. And we're also going to go outside of Paisley Park, and we're going to talk about a lot of the events that are going on outside of Paisley Park in Minneapolis as it stands today on April 12th. As we get closer, there's going to be more and more shows that are going to pop up. And of course, we will keep you up to date on all those things. But there's going to be a lot of info that we're going to have sharing with you tonight, like way too much info for sure.
And I promise, I'll be faking it the whole time. I'll be like, yeah, that's the place you want to go to because I haven't been there. But I'm a pretty good actor, so I'll get it convinced. Like, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. I'm going to answer a lot of your questions. So any questions that you have, Jeff, actually, what you can do tonight, since I'll be doing like a majority of the talking, like normal, if you could actually jot down some questions and whatnot.
Yeah, I'll mark them
as they go. Yeah, is there a way to mark them? I guess you can mark them so you can go back later.
I can. So I'll just star them as they come in.
So once we get to the Q&A part of this broadcast, we can kind of talk a little bit about some of the stuff that's going on. But really wanted to give you some of the details. Actually, even details that have not been shared by Paisley Park yet. So right. We're not going to get in any trouble in here. Some of this is common sense, but we really want to make sure that you understand, because there's a lot of people out there that have not been to Paisley Park before. You've never been, you've never experienced it, and so we kind of want to set up some proper expectations, get you kind of acclimated to what's going on in Minnesota and Minneapolis, and just a broad show that we're going to be talking about everything, all the questions that you were afraid to ask, and that's what we're here for.
And the ones you don't ask. So, yeah. And hey, let me say hello. Susan, how you doing? Susan, yes. Laura, we got Stephanie Meals. I don't know, but okay. Veronica, Donna's in the building. Hello.
Julie's in the house. Susan.
Yeah, Susan Knight. We got
Karina.
Yeah, hey, Karina. Hello, everybody. We got Audrey and
Dawn and Susan and Audrey. What's going on, Audrey?
Audrey.
We'll be talking about your event too. Monica's in the house.
What's up?
Andre's in the house. Yeah, whatever. What's up, Andre?
Andre. Oh.
Andre, for those of you who don't know, Andre's a troublemaker, so we just kind of let him just. So,
Cammy, drive safely. If you're driving and you're listening to the radio show, pay attention to the road.
Yes. Norvis, hello. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She says, I say, oh, look at this. Cammy said she sang backup on stage at Marshall Charloff's Purple Piano Show.
That's awesome.
Now, here's the other thing, too. Marshall is actually doing a show in Minneapolis after the celebration on June 10th. He's actually doing a piano show where it's just Marshall playing piano and singing, doing Prince tunes. And then right after that, he's doing the full band experience with his band Purple Experience. We're not going to be talking about that tonight other than what I just said and probably at the end. But I wanted to make sure that if you happen to be in town on June 10th after the celebration, you definitely want to make it to that. It's a fantastic show.
Awesome.
Bryant is in house. Tanya. I said Tanya. Tanya's in house. I knew somebody named Tanya. That's the reason why I said that. Greg, what's going on? Patrick from Patrick in the Yukon.
What? Wow. Okay. Take
Okay. Yeah, all right then. Cynthia, Carrie, Jill. Andre said, "Wow." I think he's because we were saying all he's going to be doing is talking about where's the closest strip club to Paisley Park.
Let's.
That's going to be his question. And Andre, I have an answer for you. I don't have an answer for you.
No.
Olga, what's going on? Patrick, we don't. Patrick says, "How do we send questions?" Just feel free to just post them here.
Right
Jeff
there.
Page will be keeping an eye on them, and he'll be chatting them down and whatnot. Angela, hello from Milwaukee. Call 1-800-NEW-FUNK. Andre says, "That's right. 1-800-NEW-FUNK.com. It's an awesome website."
Yep. Those questions, Patrick, just so you know, they may be things we're already leading up to. We may not answer it right away, but it may be in the list of things that we're going to talk about. So that can happen too. So
Eddie's in the house too, man. It's going to be amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're going to talk about all those things. We're going to be talking about the celebration here. As you know, the show starts at 8:00. We use this little pre-time here to kind of welcome you guys in and get you ready. And here we are. It's 8:00. And we couldn't have prepped that any better. I don't think. I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, maybe.
So if you guys are all ready, let's just do it, because I think that is important. We got music playing in the background, which is really awesome. And are you going to be advancing? Well, no, we won't be doing the slides just yet, but I'll be putting them up here. We actually have slides and photos for you and whatnot. It's going to be great. Just basic questions here. Are Jeff Page and myself going to the celebration? The answer is yes, we are. Well, actually, this is, I don't know. I've been to lots of celebrations. This is Jeff Page's first celebration that he will be going to, the first time he's ever been to Minneapolis. So I've got to kind of give him the whole show around town, and we're going to be doing all kinds of things. So
He's going to get me out of trouble and in trouble at the same time.
Right. So the questions are already coming in. We are going to deal with a lot of these questions, because first what we're going to talk about the, I took that question down really quick, but she said, is the new mural reveal block party at Paisley Park affiliated event, or is it its own separate thing? The answer is it's not a Paisley Park affiliated event. However, it is a huge event that they're going to be doing, and Paisley Park is attaching themselves to it as part of the celebration on the 2nd. Right. Which will happen right across the street from First Avenue on First Avenue. And it's right in parking deck A. If you've gone to First Avenue in the past however many years, that parking deck has been there. You know, that massive parking deck that's right there by the huge stadium, and it's going to be unveiled there. It's a whole thing, and they are actually doing. We'll talk about this. So
we'll get there.
We'll get there. All right, so let's go ahead and just get started. First off, let me start with the incredibly sad news that just came over the wire a few hours ago. I happened to be kind of doing in the middle of research, and I happened to see this incredibly sad news that the insanely hilarious, probably one of my favorite comedians, he's just so hilarious, comedian Gilbert Gottfried passed away today.
Wow. Like,
for those who don't know Gilbert Gottfried, you know his voice, you know his characters. Gilbert Gottfried is an amazing comedian. He passed away today, 67. He was young too.
He was young. He's young.
But that was incredibly sad news. So I was a little bit bummed out about that today. Just found it, literally just hit the wire like a few hours ago. So kind of
what he passed away from. What happened?
I didn't read it because I was in the middle of doing research away. If one of our producers wants to do that mix, they're absolutely positively more than welcome to. I didn't want to dig too far into it. Yeah, but he's and this podcast was hilarious. He had
definitely. Okay.
But the first thing I want to share before we start getting into the details about Paisley Park, what we're going to do is we're first going to cover Paisley Park and everything that's going on in chronological order at Paisley Park, the ordained events that are happening as part of the celebration. And then after that, we're going to go through and we're going to talk about the events that are happening outside of Paisley Park in Minneapolis. If you happen to be in Minneapolis, well, not just technically Minneapolis, sometimes St. Paul, sometimes Henderson. In various places of Minnesota. So we're going to be talking about Paisley Park and all the ordained events that are happening during the celebration and what's going on each one of those days. And then we're also going to be talking about the stuff outside. But first, I want to make sure that I cover a couple of bases here that are Funkatopia related. I want to make sure that you guys know this. A lot of people are aware of this. I built this website in 2018 or 2019. I can't remember. I built this website a few years ago. I'm going to share this screen here. And basically what it is where did that thing, why does it put it all the way at the end? That kind of sucks. I don't understand why I can't find the, there it is. It's not in order on the tabs. So this website right here is the princecelebration.com. If you go to princecelebration.com, yes, I own that domain, princecelebration.com. It actually forwards to celebrationtrip.com. I don't know why I did that. It just is what it is. This website right here is going to have all these events that I'm talking about on this website. You can actually pull it up on your phone, but what's really cool about it is that it actually lists all of the places that are in and around Minneapolis that are all various places around town and their locations. Not locations just address-wise. Sometimes I put the address in, sometimes I put the coordinates, because depending on what system you use, if you use Waze or use whatever, I wanted you to be able to get there and be able to get to wherever you want to go. But each one of these particular locations on the map, you can actually click them and it actually shows you what's there. In this particular case, it's Essentia T-Bar. It's actually got a mural on the side. It shows you exactly where it is and where you can go take pictures of it and whatever. But I have there's a whole entire map that kind of covers Minneapolis. And of course you've got Chanhassen and Henderson and stuff that's on here. And of course you got some scrolling stuff on the bottom. But once we are done tonight, at some point this week or maybe next week, all the events that I'm going to be talking about tonight will be on this event page, and you'll actually be able to see all the events and buy tickets. It will have links to the tickets for some of this stuff. So this will actually be ready for you before you even get to the June trip. But this is, if you're in Minneapolis right now, you can definitely use this to hit all your landmarks. There are a few landmarks I understood that are missing. I guess there's some people that are going to be sending me some stuff. But it's a really, really super cool tool that you can use to hit all the landmarks. Everything from the Henderson Prince tribute to all the murals that you'll see, Calhoun Square, the Purple Rain House, where Prince was born. Just everything is on here.
It is your ultimate tour guide.
Yes, it is. And that's princecelebration.com. So I will get that website operational. I got the map operational like I had promised. And just Cheapo Records. We're definitely going to hit Cheapo Records, dude. We are absolutely going to hit Cheapo Records. This has got a really cool mural of an album on the side of Cheapo Records, but this is the coolest record store. I know everybody talks about Electric Fetus because Prince used to go to Electric Fetus all the time, but I'm telling you, Cheapo Records is a far superior record store to Electric Fetus, just because it's a lot of used albums. Electric Fetus kind of focuses more on newer stuff, and their prices are a little bit higher as a result, but Electric Fetus does actually have a lot of exclusive stuff. You need to go to Electric Fetus because it's got a lot of exclusive stuff as far as albums and things like that you'll want to see. But Cheapo Records, if you're a vinyl collector, you need to go to Cheapo because it's got everything. It's not exclusives and stuff like that, but it's the record store that you want. It's about 4 or 5 times the size of Electric Fetus too. So
who knows? Maybe we'll do both because at some point I've got to make sure I catch up to Cammy because Cammy's record collection is growing way faster than mine, and I have to create this little competition. So
yeah, every single time there's a record store, and my wife happens to see it off the corner, she's just like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna shop for the rest of the day while you're in this one store." So it's that's really, really typical. So again, I'm still working to update the website that I have set up there. I'm going to put all these events in there, so everything's in there chronologically, and you can click to buy tickets, and you can see what's going on, and it will actually lay it out. So it's going to be a very, very cool event. Also, a couple of notes too. Again, we're still talking about Funkatopia. We're about to go into the Paisley Park stuff. Coming up this Thursday, so 2 days from now, is the 6-year anniversary of Prince's final 2 concerts here in Atlanta that happened in the Fox Theater. So they happened on the 14th of April at the Fox Theater in downtown Atlanta. There was a 7 p.m. and a 10 p.m. show. And it is a 6-year anniversary of those final 2 concerts. All I want to say is make sure that you tune in to Purple Yoda Radio. on that day.
That's
just leaving it there.
That's enough. Enough said. Tune in.
That's it. Just download the Funked Up app and enjoy yourself, and kick back and enjoy yourself.
And if anybody still hasn't downloaded the app, it really is as good as we've been talking about. It's really great. It really is. It sounds great, and it moves like it should. So, and one of the things Chris and I were talking earlier today, and he does a similar thing. He's got it on his phone, but when he's at home or something, he's running it on his computer so he can run it through his speakers on a web browser. So anywhere, it's there for you, and it sounds really good. So,
yep,
play. It's a great site.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and so just make sure you download the app, because we're going to be, we'll be celebrating the 6-year anniversary of Prince's final 2 concerts in Atlanta on this Thursday.
Go there.
Also, next Tuesday's show next week will be moved to Thursday. So 1 week away. And I didn't even clear this with you, Jeff Page.
So we're not moving Tuesday. The day itself will still be there, right? Just
right. The day itself will still be there, but we're moving the show from Tuesday night to Thursday night in order to make sure that the show that we do next week will coincide with the day that Prince passed away, the day that he died. He died on the 21st, and we are going to be celebrating that like he asked us to do. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a very, very, it's going to be an emotional show, but we want kind of a place for people to be able to gather and just kind of chill and relax and talk about it and have, and just have a good time. And again, celebrate it like he asked us to celebrate it. It's going to be a tight day because I'm actually going to be DJing an event on that day that ends at 6. It's an early day thing. I'm going to have to tear down and then get back here. But it's important for us to do a show on that day because that's Thursday, and it's the day that he passed away. And again, he asked us to celebrate that day. He said he didn't celebrate birthdays. He wants us to celebrate the day that he died. That's next Thursday. So that's when we're going to be doing the show. We're moving it from Tuesday to Thursday. I hope that you'll join us. Nothing really specific planned. We'll brainstorm something, but you know how it is. It's just a show to reflect on his legacy and a place to gather to celebrate his passing. So, all right. So now let's enter into celebration special. Are we ready? Is music too loud? Oh, no, you can barely hear it.
And I can't hear it at all. So,
well, you probably don't have headphones in, but maybe other people can. Anyways, celebration special. First off, to answer the question we already answered before, let's very clearly, Jeff and myself will be at the celebration. We will be there we will be in Minneapolis from June 1st through June 7th. The celebration is taking place, as you can see, at Paisley Park, June 2nd through the 5th. General admission is $399, which is for 3 days, June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And the VIP tickets were $899, which for 4 days, June 2nd through the 5th. And I said were because we've heard that the VIP tickets are sold out. You can actually go through the process on the website, but I think once you get to the card, it goes, never mind, you can't have these.
Yeah, they say no.
We'll also talk about that extra day that the VIP guests are going to get on the 5th when we cover what's happening on each of the days of the celebration. Mm-hmm. But again, celebrations taking place, Paisley Park, June 2nd through the 5th. The general admission is $399 for those 3 days, and VIP was $899. And Jeff Page and myself, are going general admission. So if you're going general admission, we will be there with you. We did not do VIP, not for any other reason other than it was $500 more. It's like, I've had a great time at the celebration, and the celebrations have always been fantastic and lots of fun at general admission. I love it. It's always a great event. But anyways.
Yeah, and I admit it. I couldn't pull it off this time. I couldn't do it. It was out of my budget this time.
Yes. Well, there is a question here. Kiari says, I just want to know if people dress up for celebration, would I be out of place if I dress up in costume? The answer is no. Most people do not. Most people will dress up, not really dressed to the nines, but they're dressing up like they're in Prince's house. But we've seen people dress up in various outfits, like that one outfit that Sheila E. wore on, I think it was the Love Sexy tour, where it just goes down to one leg. That I've seen people come in that. People do come in costumes, so do not feel out of place at all if you come in costume.
We'll phrase this. We'll call these outfits. Let's just not call them costumes. Let's just say outfits.
Dress the way you'd like.
That's right.
That's right.
Outfit.
Yeah. But general admission basically includes admission on the first day, includes admission to the W Hotel launch party in the historic Fauché Tower in downtown Minneapolis. That happens on Thursday. You get access to the featured exhibits in Paisley Park. You also get to go to the outdoor social. That's going to be a bunch of food trucks and stuff on the Paisley Park lawn. Also, you get admission to the guest panels and the soundstage. And also, you get access to both of the headlining shows on Friday and Saturday night that are happening. VIP gets all of that. Plus, they also get access to the VIP lounge at the W Hotel after the celebration launch party. They also get exclusive admission to Real Music by Real Musicians experience. That will be MPG in the studio doing or various members of MPG in the studio doing something. They also get exclusive admission to unreleased recording playback sessions. They also get a VIP brunch at the Dakota on June 5th. Which is that fourth day that VIP gets. And they also get access to a VIP lounge in the MPG Music Club on Friday and Saturday. And they also get a dedicated celebration ambassador to assist in navigating the weekend. I don't know what that means, but I imagine it's probably what we're doing now, but in person.
Yeah, somebody's
I guess that's about all I can say about that.
Your ambassador is awesome too, because it's great when you have an awesome person.
The other thing too, though, is they also get a commemorative gift here. I didn't list that in the bullets, but there's also a commemorative gift that they get as well. So there's that. So let's take this day by day, shall we? I see questions already popping in here. Patrick's asking, who is the NPG band this year? I will give you that answer. We're about to get through it. Let me get through the Paisley Park specific celebration stuff first, and hopefully this will answer any questions that you have. And here's the other thing too that I might add, and I do want to make sure that I add this too. If you could not afford the general admission, and you couldn't do the VIP. I'm getting feedback, Jeff Page. I'm getting feedback on something. I'm getting okay, it's gone now. So if you want to actually, go into the studios and actually hear some of hear some of that cool stuff, you probably want to do a tour. But Paisley Park is not doing tours for the celebration like they used to in the previous celebrations. They would include a tour with all of the purchases. So if you got a general admission, you got to do like a VIP level tour. And if you got a VIP, you kind of did the ultimate tour, what they're referring to as the ultimate tour. And that was included in your admission. According to what they've listed, that is not the case this year. So if you want to actually go through Paisley Park and do some of those things, you'll want to do a tour. Unfortunately, they're not doing a tour during this event. Right. So you're either going to have to do it before, which VIP levels are sold out for the tours, the ultimate versions, or after, which I think there's only tickets available on the 6th as far as being close to, and again, it's just the VIP level of tour. But anyways, that all being said, let's do this day by day. Let's start on June 1st. Oh, thank you, Jeff. Oh my gosh, you're so freaking awesome that you're doing this. He's advancing. This is so great. First off, June 1st, this is when Jeff Page and myself will arrive in Minneapolis. We're going to be arriving on this day somewhere around noonish or something like that. We'll probably eat lunch at Mall of America. For those who don't know, when you fly into Minneapolis, Mall of America is like a couple miles from the airport. So Mall of America is the biggest mall in the continental United States, if I remember correctly, but it's massive. It's a massive, massive mall. It's just an incredibly huge mall, and they have a whole amusement park in the middle of this thing. So when you rent a car, definitely hit Mall of America if you haven't grabbed lunch or whatever it is that you're coming in for. Mall of America is right there, so definitely come in for that. But also, as you can see on the graphic here, it's also the day that the brand new Prince and the Revolution release drops. That's, it's going to drop. And obviously, if you're there at the celebration, I can pretty much guarantee you that this collection is going to be at the Paisley Park store. For those that have never been to Paisley Park, when you go to Paisley Park, it's got a whole entire section set up, but they do actually have a store, and you can go to that Paisley Park store even without having, well, in previous celebrations, you didn't even have to have a ticket to the celebration. You couldn't go during the celebration, but anytime after the celebration or before the celebration, you could actually go to Paisley Park and ask them to go to the store. So you can just go to the store and purchase merchandise and stuff. What's really cool about the store is that they have a bunch of, there's a lot of storage there that's at Paisley Park itself. So there'll be a lot of tour shirts and a lot of collectible, guides, coffee mugs, and all types of different things that are going to be available at that Paisley Park store. You can go in and you can purchase all that really, really cool swag and merchandise. And it's a really, really cool place to get stuff. And they bring out lots of stuff that you can't just find anywhere. I mean, there is a Prince store at the Minneapolis airport, but it has a lot of normal, typical stuff that you'd expect to see. The purple shirts with the white Prince logo, they've got the Purple Rain shirts. They've got all the typical stuff that you'd expect to see.
Right.
But the Paisley Park store they bring out stuff every now and then that you really shouldn't see. Like they had a Prince piano and a microphone coffee mug. They had some that they brought out at the Paisley Park store, which is not something that you would normally get. So it's really, really cool. The amount of stuff that they bring out and the weird things that they kind of pop in every now and then. I got that 2015 Prince and Third Eye Girl Hit and Run tour shirt. That just came out of the blue. Wow. So they just kind of just randomly put stuff out. So that's a good store to go to if you ever want to pick up stuff. Yes, Monica says if you want to go to that Prince store, it's at the airport. It's in Terminal 1. So as you get off the plane, if you're flying Delta, expect to walk. For some reason, I don't know why, Delta is all the way at the end of this Minneapolis airport, and you will walk for like 4. It's ridiculous. It's a ways, but yeah, here is the page for that. Actually, if you can click on where it says Syracuse Live 1985.
I can't even read that. Yeah, there we go.
If you'll actually be able to see all this gear that they actually have, some of this really, really cool stuff that is available. Not only the collector's edition box set, but they also have different versions. I really love that T-shirt in the lower left. That T-shirt in the lower left is incredible. That shirt right there, I'm getting that. All this stuff is available for pre-order right now, but it should be available on the June 1st. So yeah,
I tell you, this checkered one, the black and white is the one I really like. I'm like,
that's got you written all over it. I absolutely can see this, man.
Hello.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, it's all right here. And there's lots of cool stuff that's all based around this release. Again, this release happens on June 1st. I'm pretty sure, I can't guarantee obviously, but I'm pretty confident that Paisley Park will make all this stuff available on June 1st when the celebration starts. So definitely make sure that you're there for that. So that's June 1st, because there's nothing going on June 1st because it's not part of the celebration. I just wanted to make sure that you knew about this drop. Let's start on the celebration now. June 2nd. So the celebration begins in downtown Minneapolis, across the street from the iconic First Avenue, where
Yes.
hundreds of legendary bands have played. All those stars that are on there, if you've never been there, all those stars that are on the side of the building are bands that have been there. Everybody has played there. But anyways, hundreds of legendary bands have played there. A large portion of Purple Rain was also shot there, as you know. And of course, it's at the corner of First Avenue and 8th Street.
Nice.
So across the street, they will be unveiling a brand new Prince mural. And that will be on a large wall right next to the parking deck A, which is what you're looking at here. The project cost like $500,000 to complete. So $500,000 is what it cost to do this whole mural. I don't know what the artist was paid for it, but it has been in the works for 7 years, according to Yahoo News. So that basically means that their intent to make this was supposed to be done while Prince was still with us.
Yeah. There was a question from Patrick Matheson, from Revolution 86, if they picked out the picture for the mural, or if happen to know what picture they're using. So Revolution 86 asked that question.
I do not know what the picture is, but it's going to be fantastic, I'm sure, because the gentleman we'll talk about here in just a second, he does a lot of hyper-realistic stuff, and he is, it's going to be a fantastic mural. Now, the other question that was asked earlier was is this event a Paisley Park ordained event? It is not. It has nothing to do with Paisley Park. Actually, if you go to the next slide, you'll see that basically it was put together by a group named the Crown Our Prince Project. You can actually visit them, and I'll actually pull up I did not put a share your browser window on here, but I'm going to pull up this website here and share this for a second. But basically, they have a website at, I want to say, I'll look and see here. I think it's crownourprince.com. It's basically crownourprince.com. And these are the guys that put it together. And if you scroll and you get all the information about everything that's going on, they actually had quite a bit of support. These are all the people that sponsored this event. U.S. Bank, Minnesota Twins, Best Buy, Target, all these, the Prince Estate. Prince Estate is actually a partner in this. Now, the Prince Estate, there's Paisley Park in here too. So I guess they are partners in this, but
right.
I don't know, and they're making this part of the celebration. So that kind of, speaks a little bit to that as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there's that. Sorry, but anyways, it's the Crown Our Prince group is basically them, and the artist although we don't know the mural is, the artist started working on it on May 16th, so he's been working on it for a while now, and his name, and I hope I pronounce this correctly, is Hierro Vega, or Hierro Vega. It's Veiga, so I think it's Hierro Vega.
Yeah.
He's 33. He's a Black Florida street painter, internationally known muralist. He's one of our 60 original artists that were considered for this project. He's self-taught, but he does a lot of hyper-realistic stuff, and he's been commissioned worldwide on all of this stuff. His work has been on the exterior of Miami's Museum of Graffiti and a bunch of other places. And again, he was one of 60 artists that they had considered for the project. And the Crown Our Prince Selection Committee, basically, they consulted with all the artists that were during that decision-making process, and they narrowed it down to 10. And then from there, the Crown Our Prince Committee then invited Prince's family and the estate to participate and do interviews with these 10 people that they've narrowed it down to. And then it went down to 3. And then each one of those 3 submitted concepts for their vision of the mural, and then ultimately Vega was their clear choice.
I think we should we could have talked to him when we were out there and see if we can have a short segment for him on the show, talk about his inspiration and all that.
Yeah, his stuff is pretty awesome, and I've seen some little samples, and I was going to pull it in here, but obviously we had so much work that we had to do, so we have so many slides and so much information to share with you tonight that it's ridiculous, the amount of stuff that we have, for sure. But all that being said, it is going to be a huge block party on that first night on June 2nd. And to be clear, I don't know that it's necessarily connected with the Paisley Park celebration in an official manner, as far as we are aware. However, we just looked at the sponsors, and they are considered partners, so they are involved in this process. They obviously have to be, because it's Prince's likeness,
Right.
so I just don't know to what extent, but I do know that all of the following the dedication and the unveiling of the mural, all the ticket holders to the celebration. So even if you're general admission, if you're VIP, you are going to get private access to the W Minneapolis at the foyer and the living room, where they're going to have a huge kickoff for the celebration. So they're going to unveil the mural, and then there's going to be this big party at the W Minneapolis. They're going to have a bunch of signature cocktails there, and there's going to be a photo opportunity. For what they've indicated, is going to be a one-of-a-kind photo experience. So it's going to be pretty awesome. So definitely you'll want to be there. And also, DJ Lenka Paris is going to be DJing the event for everyone to get their dance on. And if you are a VIP ticket holder, you'll get exclusive access to the second floor balcony and a VIP private lounge, and you'll be able to also view some personal artifacts from Paisley Park and the Prince collection. Plus, VIP guests will get some light appetizers, and you also get your first drink. And this is also where you're going to get your commemorative gift for the event. I don't know what that commemorative gift will be. In the past, it's been like Steve Park actually had an autographed autographed picture, that he had done. And so this is where they're going to actually get that. So it's going to be pretty intense. So that all happens on June 2nd. Now, talking a little bit externally here, just for a second, I want to do a little bit. There's other things that are going to be going on the 2nd, and we're going to be talking about those things after we get through these celebration events. I want to make sure that anybody that joined us late, we're talking about specifically the celebration stuff right now. And then I'm going to rewind the clock, and we're going to start back in, the late May, and tell you about the events that are going on that are not part of the celebration, but are going on at the same time as the celebration, that are Prince related events that you're probably going to want to be at. I know on the 2nd, I was just talking to St. Paul Peterson yesterday. I'm not name dropping. I'm just telling you, I talked to him yesterday. Yeah. He's doing an event, I think, in the middle of June, because he's got a brand new album that's coming out, and he's going to come on the show. But he was talking on his live that he wanted to actually do a show somewhere around the celebration, and we were talking about it. And he was targeting the 2nd here. So I was telling him, if you can make it walking distance from this would be great. That way, after this event, people could walk over to the club and see LP with you and Eric Leeds. That would be fantastic. But anyways, we're not talking about those things right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's move on to the Friday, June 3rd. And the celebration continues, obviously. And this would be Friday morning, and with what Paisley Park is calling a full day of activities that showcases a variety of people that Prince worked with across his career. But it's going to feature a lot of Q&As with artists that work closely with Prince, including his former wife and NPG dancer, Maite Garcia, longtime photographer Randy St. Nicholas, collaborator and Purple Rain co-star Jill Jones, Paisley Park Studios engineer Tom Garneau, and also actress, model, one-time Prince girlfriend. Wasn't she married to Dennis Rodman too at one point in time as well?
Actually, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Prince protege Carmen Electra. She'll be there as well. So as far as those individuals are concerned, Maite and Randy and Jill and Carmen and all them, there has been no schedule released as far as who will be speaking or presenting on which day. But those events basically happen on Friday and Saturday. So essentially the way that this works out, let me break down how this worked out in the past with previous celebrations. They would normally take the groups and split them up into Group A, Group B. In some cases, they had a C. And what they would do is that they would have panels. So you may go to a panel and talk to Prince's fashion designers who would give you a bunch of stories, and they do a little presentation talking about the fashion that they chose, or maybe it might be a little bit of a format where you're talking with Prince's dance choreographers, and talking with them, and they're sharing stories, and you're asking Q&A. So, and then what they do is that Group A would be here and Group B would be here, and then after a certain time they switch, and then there will be lunch in there, and that's basically how this works. So it will be strategically placed where one place will be one, and that's if they do the Group A and Group B scenario the same as they did in previous celebrations. I don't know how many people they've invited this time around, so it may not be separated into groups. But as far as I know, that's what they did last time. They would just have separate panels that went from, be an hour and a half long, and you would listen to stories, and then, or there would be a questionnaire. Sometimes Dwayne Tudall would be up there doing it. I know that Dwayne Tudall is going to be there. So, and it could be a variety of different people that may do questioning of do interview questions and whatnot. I would love to do it. Hey, Paisley Park, I would love the opportunity to be able to sit there and interview and ask some questions. I'm sure that I could ask some really good questions. Anyways, that all being said, there has not been a schedule released as far as who will be speaking when, but those guests that I mentioned will be split up between Friday and Saturday's activities during the day. Some will be on Friday, some will be on Saturday. I don't know how it will all work out. And there'll definitely be some other things too that are not involved around that those 2 days.
Right.
All right. So on the evening, sorry about that. Yeah. You were gonna say something, Jeff Page?
No, I said that. Yeah.
So we're still on Friday, June 3rd. And on the evening of Friday, June 3rd, we will get an amazing concert with Brown Mark and the members of Maserati. So you can expect to hear 100 Miles Per Hour, Stroke, Strawberry Lover, all the great Maserati tunes. I was blessed enough to see this show in Atlanta, a private show at a private location in a studio in Atlanta. It was great. There was like less than 60 or 70 people there. It was a really, really cool show. The full lineup is not known, but I'll let you know when I know. I know that Brown Mark's going to be there. I know that Tony Christian's going to be there. But sometimes Law's there. So it's just kind of, it's a mixture of things. But I once I know the lineup for sure, I will make sure that you guys know. But it's going to be an amazing concert because I saw what they did in Atlanta. And if it's even close to what they did when that was their first show that they had done in years, it was just unfriggin' real. Right. You are going to lose your mind because it's fan-friggin-tastic. So Maserati will be playing Friday night at Paisley Park. And now sometimes in the previous celebrations, what they've had, they would actually do two separate shows. So again, if it was a Group A and Group B, Group A would get one show and Group B would get the next show. Whoever happened to fall in that later show normally got the better show. But what they did was they kind of layered it out so that if Group A got the evening show on one night, Group B would get the late show on the next night, so that each one kind of got a little bit of better show. Anyways, it is what it is. Man, all you fantastic people, thank you guys. Just keep your questions coming. Yeah. We will keep working through all this stuff and let you know all that fine information. All right, let's move to Saturday, June 4th. Saturday, June 4th. This will technically be the third day of the event. Again, second would be the event, the mural unveiling and the big block party that's going to be starting the whole thing. June 3rd was the day that I'm telling you about, a full day of activities with those guests. Some of the guests, I don't know what, and then, of course, the Maserati concert. Now, Saturday, June 4th, will be a day that will laid out very, very similar to Friday with the guests that I mentioned before, Maite, Carmen, Randy, etc., that will be scheduled on this day at some point. Or I don't know who's doing what. We don't know that part yet. But these days are mostly set up in panels. So you're going to have a Q&A from various people that are close to Prince and all that. So expect you're going to get that. You're still going to be able to do exhibits and stuff. They're talking about the outdoor social with the food trucks on the Paisley Park lawn. This is something new that they did. I know before in the previous celebrations, you would have to eat there at Paisley Park. All the things that were served at Paisley Park were all vegetarian dishes. So they would have mac and cheese, and they would have pancakes, and they would have all the things that you probably expect to see. Right. But in this particular case, they're doing something a little bit different. And they're actually, this is interesting, they're doing the outdoor social with food trucks on the Paisley Park lawn.
Wow.
I've never been on the Paisley Park lawn before. Well, actually, I have, but not. I've been in the parking lot and maybe I've stepped on the grass and was like, maybe I shouldn't step on the grass. But this is going to be something like really different. So I'm interested in definitely seeing this. But again, and also the VIP ticket holders at some point in time during the Friday or Saturday, they're also going to get an exclusive exhibit to Randy St. Nicholas's photographs that were curated just for the celebration. And they're also going to get access to the beautiful collection, which is you're going to be able to see all of Prince's amazing shoes, however many hundreds of pairs it was of his shoes. Everybody kind of gets access to the shoes and the exhibit. But I think the VIP ticket holders get a little bit extra. They could see a little bit extra stuff. But for the most part, everybody's going to be able to see those things. So it's all going to be good. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the one that gets the most questions. Kiaria asks, will the food trucks be in the area in the back? My guess is yes. My guess is that's where it's going to be. It's at the Paisley Park lawn. There's not much of a lawn out front because there is a fence that's there. So it's not, I don't know what to tell you. It's a little bit different. So we'll just have to see how they set it up. One of the things I know is that let's get through this and we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail. This is the one that a lot of people have questions about, is on Saturday night, Prince live on the big screen. And this is technically version 2.
Right.
The first one that I saw, they actually did twice in a row on this Prince live on the big screen. The first time they did it was at the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis. And then the last time they did it in 2019, it was at the Armory, but it was the same show with different members. So kind of what you're looking, the first one featured a later version of MPG, featuring Ida Nielsen and Liv Warfield and Shelby J and Renato Neto, etc. A huge band lineup. Now the one that you're looking at right here is kind of a little bit, this is at the Armory. This is a little bit different than, so what you're looking at here is pretty much what you would choose. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Paul. I'm not lying. Paul Peterson just texted me. I'll read it later. This was at the Armory, and basically what this is this is very, very similar to what you're seeing. There's going to be this big screen here, but there's also going to be probably big screens on the left and right. But it is a full concert that you're hearing. And what they do is they've isolated Prince's vocals and any instruments that are not represented on the stage. And then any instruments that are represented on the stage are played live in perfect synchronization with the concert video that you're watching. So if you put yourself in the mind of, if you've ever been to a Prince concert and you've had cheap seats and you've had to watch the show on the screen, it's going to be just like you're watching a live show. It is the closest thing that you will be able to experience to a live Prince concert that you've done. The first time I saw it, I was just like, holy crap, they got to take this on the road. They've got to do this everywhere, because this is one of the most fantastic things that I've seen in a long time. The second time at the Armory, I was a little less, only because of the fact that we had just seen it. It was the exact same show. So I knew what the song selections were. I knew it was coming. And so, but it is an amazing experience, and it's a lot of work. These musicians are just breathtaking. It's just breathtaking, the amount of work that they put in order to perfectly synchronize with that concert footage that's going on. So, and what they normally do is they synchronize with this entire concert, and it's just so friggin' incredible. Anyways, let me recap. They take this unseen concert footage and they isolate Prince's vocals and instrumentation. And then while that event happened in 2018 and 2019 was the same concert with some variations of the band, for 2022, this year, it will feature an unreleased concert from 1992.
Nice.
Now, this is actually a picture that I took of NPG when they were in Atlanta. I was actually, if you go to the Funkatopia Facebook page, You actually see a video of me walking around backstage at NPG. That was a show that I was at. I took a bunch of pictures of NPG, lots of pictures of NPG. So I'll be more than happy to share those photos with you guys. But this is one of them. It's going to be an unreleased concert from 1992, and it will feature that early version of NPG. And as it stands, I hear that the version of NPG that you guys are going to be getting, because again, they want to recreate that 1992 concert. So from what I hear, and I've kind of verified this through a couple of people, I don't think there's going to be much variation from this, but it'll be NPG will be Tony Mosley, aka Tony M, Sonny Thompson, aka Sonny T, Levi Caesar, Tommy Barbarella, and I hear that even Damon Dixon is stepping out of retirement to this event, because if remember a couple years ago, Damon D stepped away from MBG. Actually, it was before the pandemic. He stepped away from MBG. He was done. But he's coming out of retirement to do this event. And on drums, from the last that I heard, we knew it was going to either be Michael Bland or Kirk Johnson. But from what we hear, it's probably going to be Kirk Johnson on drums. So Tony M, Sonny T, Levi Caesar, Tommy Barbarella, Damon Dixon, and Kirk Johnson. Wow. Mackenzie, that's front and center, that's normally does Prince's vocals on when MPG tours nowadays. He's obviously not going to be there because they'll be using Prince's actual vocals. So this is going to be a very, very similar thing to 2018, 2019, but it's going to be with NPG, and they're going to be doing the same exact thing. There's going to be a live concert that's going to be on there. You'll be able to see Prince in high res. Everything will be there. Everything's going to be on the screens. The only thing that you're going to be missing, because you're going to be watching everybody live there, the only thing that will be missing will obviously be Prince, but Prince will be on the screen and the big screen. And it's just if you can literally trick your head into thinking, oh, he's on the stage, he's just at a place I can't see him. Well, I see him up there though. Because you can feel all the live instrumentation, everything's there, you're watching it. They also try to do a really good recreation of what they were wearing on there. I hope the Game Boy setup is not going to. I'm sure that Tony's not going to be wearing the same stuff that he was wearing back then. But it is a very, very. We do not know. Patrick was asking, do we know where the concert was filmed? No, we do not know the specific one, but we do know that it has not been previously released. Right. And it's going to be phenomenal. So it's going to be crazy. So that was what you can expect. And again, as far as the MPG lineup that I gave you, I heard that through some other sources, and that's the lineup. The only direct confirmation that I did receive was from Tony M. I did ask Tony. Tony said, yep, I'm going to be there. But we know that lineup is going to be very, very similar to what it was in 1992. And so expect to see that. It's going to be pretty phenomenal. So
awesome.
It's going to be out of control.
I can't wait, man. I'm like, yes, there it is. That's the group. That's that right. That like I can't even say the words. I mean, we know all the great bands, like everybody's been great, but you're talking about MPG. That gonna be making a lot of ugly stank faces. I was gonna see a lot of ugly funk faces throughout.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty ridiculous. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty ridiculous. You can expect a lot of ridiculousness, and it's gonna be happening on that night. Now, that will be the closing night for the celebration for general admission. So if you're general admission, that's the end of the celebration for you. So Jeff Page, that will be the end of the celebration for us. Yeah. So Laura was asking how about the Hornheads? Any words about them being there? I would imagine that probably. I think they're only talked about the core band right now, but I don't know what they're all working out. Morris will probably be there too. Sorry, I forgot to. Sorry, Morris Hayes will be on there too. I guarantee Morris Hayes will be on there. So, so it will be Morris and Tommy. It's going to be a mess. So expect to see that. That's going to be a phenomenal show. Wow. All right. So general admission. That's the end of the night. That's the end of the celebration for you. And again, For those who are just joining us, we're only talking about specific celebration events right now. And then I'm going to rewind the clock and we're going to start over and we're going to talk about other things that are going on in Minneapolis at the same time as a celebration. And so that if you're not going to the celebration, I got a bunch of stuff you're going to want to do. And on top of that, also, when you're not at the celebration, there's a bunch of stuff going on. So it's going to be a full day of going here, there, everywhere, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And I may have to pull printcelebration.com back up to show you a map once we get to that, because I want to make sure that we're going to be talking about a little bit on the travel tips on the bottom of that page. Mm-hmm. I'll pull it up so we share that. Anyways, so let's talk about Sunday, June 5th. The celebration continues, but only for VIP members, as they will receive a special jazz brunch just for the VIP ticket holders. Again, that's featuring the gospel legends, the Steels, at the Dakota Jazz Club. Also during the event, again, as I mentioned, they're going to be able to get, the VIP members are going to get an exclusive recording session by MPG in Studio A, and they get to hear some unreleased music from the vault. I don't know which day that's happening. I don't think it will happen on Sunday. I'm pretty sure that Sunday will only consist of just this brunch from what the schedule currently looks like. And then, of course, after that brunch is over, that is the final day for the celebration. That's the final day for celebration for everybody. So I wanted to pull this up. Let me see if I can pull this up, because there were some things that were mentioned on here that I want to clarify before we stop talking about the Paisley Park ordained events. I wanted to talk about some things on the bottom of this screen here, and I'm going to share my screen here real quick.
Okay.
So you guys can see this. This is on the Paisley Park site, just so we can share some of this data with you.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring, right. All I can think about is Dave Chappelle. Shoots out of their chest.
Oh, man.
So anyways, there's some information here on the bottom. Obviously, VIP tickets are sold out. There's still a get tickets link here, but it's sold out. But you can still get general admission. So if you're like, oh, I was waiting for something like this to talk me into doing this, this is where you go. You go to paisleypark.com/celebration 2022 and click on get tickets, and you better get them now, because I'm guarantee you this will be sold out well before this event happens. So if you don't have tickets, get them. Again, Jeff Page and I will be there. We're going to go on as general admission. We will be there from June 1st until June 7th. So you will absolutely see us there. And you will also see us at a lot of these other events I'm about to talk about as well. But before we go on these other events, I want to talk about some other things here. Let's first talk about lodging information. On the lodging information side of things, there is a host hotel, which is the Renaissance Minneapolis Bloomington Hotel. For those who have never been, I'm sorry, go ahead, Jeff Page.
No, I was saying, there's a noisemaker over here. I'm just going to do Scooby, that way you won't get confused. You know.
So in the past, the host hotel has been a really, really cool place to stay. Let me first tell you about Minneapolis for those who don't know. I am going to pull back up the printcelebration.com website that I have. I'm going to share this screen just for a second, because I want to show you the map once again for those who have never been to Minneapolis. All right, so basically what you have here in the corner is Minneapolis. Right here in the center is Minneapolis, where you see most of these bouncing Prince symbols. This is Minneapolis. Over here in the far corner, over here is Lake Minnetonka. We're not going to talk about that, just to kind of give you an idea. Sorry, I've got a control thing. This is a little bit different. This is, I believe, that's the Washington Avenue warehouse. Sorry, I'm getting all these places. Anyways, basically, I'm trying to work through all these controls. This is Chanhassen over here. Can you see my cursor? I don't know if you can see my cursor or not.
I don't see the cursor.
You can. Okay. No. You cannot. Okay. This is Chanhassen over here. This is where the purple house is, but this is Chanhassen. The airport is over here. So this is the airport. Okay. So this is part of the problem here. And then you have St. Paul up here, up in this, which is north of Minneapolis. This everything is just really, really spread out. And then, of course, you have places like Henderson and all this other stuff that are even further away. So at the bottom of this main cluster here in the middle of the map is pretty much where the airport is. Also in this area where kind of these symbols intersect right here is a little town called Bloomington, which is where this host hotel is at. Bloomington is, in my opinion, as many times as I've been to Minneapolis, Bloomington is the best place to stay because it's only about a 20 minute drive to Chanhassen. It's a little bit further of a drive if you're going, it's about 45 minutes or so to an hour to get to Henderson, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But it's also a 20 minute drive to Minneapolis. It's a 20 minute drive to St. Paul. It's like, it's just a perfect centralized location where you can get to a variety of different places that of all these events that are happening, including Chanhassen and including St. Paul and Minneapolis and the Minnesota Music Cafe and all these places where these events are happening. Bloomington is a great place that's right smack in the center. So I would highly suggest, if you have not picked a place, look in the Bloomington area or somewhere around it. Downtown Minneapolis is not the same as it was pre-pandemic. It's just not
right.
It's just not the greatest place to stay. Like Jeff Page and myself are in Atlanta. We would not tell you to stay in downtown Atlanta. We just wouldn't. Not that there's anything wrong, but the way that things are spaced out in Minneapolis, there are some really cool stretches of Minneapolis. But it's just not, and most of the places that are in Minneapolis are expensive. Bloomington is right there in that sweet spot monetary wise. And it's just look for Bloomington if you're going to be booking something there. Okay. So that's the first thing. So that all being said, I'm going to reshare this screen here for the celebration. Where is that? That's right here. Okay. So the host hotel is Renaissance Minneapolis Bloomington Hotel. It's in Bloomington, like we had said. What's cool about Bloomington is they have, what's cool about the host hotel is what I meant to say, is that all the people that are performing will typically be staying at this host hotel. So at any point in time, you could go to that host hotel if you're staying at that host hotel. Of course, I've gone to the host hotel without staying at the host hotel. You can go to the host hotel. You can go down to the lobby. Normally in the lobby of whatever the host hotel is, they normally will have a little setup shop, like a hit and run type of Paisley Park shop where they'll have specific celebration type merchandise that, for the artwork for celebration. They'll have a lot of, little things like keychains and tambourines and things that are normally set up in the lobby of whatever the host hotel is. But you can also go there and you can, more often than not, mingle and be able to hang out with a lot of the members of the band, because Tony M will walk through, or Liv Warfield will walk through, or Shelby J will walk through. And so the host hotel is normally a lot of hustle and bustle at the host hotel. So it's a really, really good place to consider staying if you really want to kind of cross paths with a lot of people. But I can tell you, when it's during the week of the celebration, you're going to meet people no matter where you are. So don't be stressed out if you can't get a place at the host hotel. Get a place in Bloomington. You can go to any of these events. There's a bunch of events that you can pop in at. You're going to meet people. You're going to meet some of the people that from MPG. You're going to meet people. Don't worry about it. But that's one of the cool things about the host hotel. The W Minneapolis, that is the one that is where the initial kickoff event's going to be with the mural unveiling. There's limited availability there, but I'm telling you, the W will be expensive. So it depends on how much money you got to spend. If money is no object, W may be cool, but I'm thinking, if I remember correctly, last time I looked, their rooms were like around $250 a night. And if you're planning on staying, for 4 or 5 nights in Minneapolis, that's kind of a lot when you add on fees and your rental car, and it's just a lot. So that's my tips on the lodging. Bloomington is a sweet spot whenever you're in Minneapolis. That's just for me. I know other people stay in Chaska, which is closer to Chanhassen. There's people that stay in Chaska. There's people that stay in closer to Minneapolis. There's people that stay all over the place. You can probably look in the comment section here, and there's people that say, "Oh no, I like this better," or some people do Airbnb, or will do one of those places and just stay at somebody's house that happens to be centrally located. Just know that if you're going to be enjoying the time in Minneapolis, you're going to in Minnesota in general, you're going to be going to St. Paul, you're going to be going to Minneapolis, you're going to be going to Chanhassen, you're going to be going to Henderson. It's best to stay in a centralized location, especially if you're only GA, because you're only going to be in Chanhassen for 3 of those days, and it's going to be a short period of time.
Yeah, you'll absolutely have more fun doing the star method of travel than the straight line out and all the way. So somewhere in the center of all that stuff is always going to be the best place to be. I haven't been there, but I know that at least.
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing too, is that if you go to Chanhassen, you try to get a place as close to Chanhassen, which some people have. I know that Dwayne is staying someplace out in Chanhassen. That's cool to be close to Chanhassen if you want to just go straight to the celebration event, but the celebration event's not going to be an all-day thing. Right. Typically, it's like a window. It's like a 6-hour window that will be the day, kind of like a work day. So you got to, and there's not much out there in Chanhassen. I'm going to tell you, they've got some pretty cool shopping centers and stuff. And you got the Chanhassen Cinema, and there's some events that are happening in Chanhassen, but a lot of the stuff and a lot of the murals and a lot of the landmarks and a lot of the things that you're going to want to visit are going to be in Minneapolis, and they're going to be in St. Paul, and they're going to be out that way, whereas Chanhassen is down here. So you're going to be doing a lot of traveling, and you're looking at about a 40-minute drive to get from Chanhassen up to Minneapolis, and God forbid if it's during the week, you're going to be dealing with traffic, and it's a mess. Right. Also on here, as you probably see, it's talking about parking information. They said shuttle service is provided at no cost to all celebration attendees. Here's something else that you may want to consider at the host hotel, because the shuttle is going to be running from the host hotel. In the past celebrations in 2018 and 2019 and prior, they did the train station that was about a few miles away from Paisley Park, and you could just park at the train station and then just get on the bus and the shuttle bus from the train station, and it would take you right there to Paisley Park, which is a very, really cool thing. Mm-hmm. This year for 2022, they are doing the shuttle from the host hotel. So it's going to be from that Renaissance Minneapolis Bloomington hotel. So that's another reason why it's probably best to stay close to Bloomington, because if you're not staying at the host hotel, if you are, you can just come down the elevator and get on the bus. But if you're not, that's another reason why Bloomington is probably a little bit better. That's just like a little quick 5-minute drive to the hotel and hop on the bus and go. This year, in previous years, they also let VIP people park at Paisley Park in the parking lot. That's not happening this time. There's no on-site parking that's going to be available at Paisley Park this year. None. I don't know if it's because they're making way for the food trucks, because I'm assuming that they're not going to be doing. Most likely the food trucks will be in that parking area, so they won't drive onto the Paisley Park lawn, and they'll do the social out on the lawn, and the food trucks will be out in the parking deck area, and that's kind of how that will work out. But the shuttles will run from both host hotels. Again, W Minneapolis is apparently a host hotel as well. I just read that here, so I did not see that previously. So there'll be so no matter which one of those you stay at, there will be shuttles that will run from both. And it says right here, for attendees not staying at either hotel, free parking is available at the Bloomington Hotel, and where you can access the shuttle service. There's not free parking at W Minneapolis, which is very, very typical for any hotels that are in downtown anything. You normally have to pay for daily parking, so you'll want to be somewhat close to this Renaissance Minneapolis Bloomington Hotel. And, of course, you're going to have to show your credentials for the celebration. I have some over here that I probably could have shown you, but you have to show it, wear the badge on the lanyard, and then you'll be able to get on the bus and ride. And of course, rideshare is an option. Jeff Page and myself will be doing that. We'll be ride sharing. Obviously, we are staying at the La Quinta, which is a massive hotel in Bloomington. Jeff Page and myself are. So if you happen to see us walking out to our car, you're more than welcome to hop in. We don't care. So, and again, there will be detailed shuttle service schedule, obviously closer to the event. And the last thing we'll talk about from the celebration perspective here is that, again, before you used to have a bunch of things, but according to this, for Celebration 22, they will require a proof of full series of COVID vaccination or proof of a negative COVID-19 test taken in the prior 72 hours. So if you do not have any COVID-19 vaccination, if you have not got the vaccination, do it now and get yourself vaccinated so that you have the card and you can deal with it. Or when you're there, you're going to have to take a COVID test, like really close to, you're going to have take a COVID test there in Minneapolis, and which may or may not be a pain in the butt. I don't know. I know folks that do not have COVID tests or COVID vaccines that are going to be at this event, but I will tell you that this could be a pain in the butt for people who do not have the vaccination or have been pushing against it. You have to have this COVID-19 test taken prior to 72 hours. So that means when you show up on Friday, you have to have a negative COVID test either taken on Wednesday or Thursday prior to the event, or actually, yeah, because I don't know if they'll do the COVID proof thing at the mural unveiling because that's open to the general public, but you might need to if you're going to be accessing that ballroom or whatever that private area is for the celebration folks. So you're going to need to have a negative COVID test either done or Tuesday or Wednesday, which could be tricky time-wise. So you probably want to make sure that you get one taken right before you leave wherever you're leaving from, or you figure out a place to get one done in Minneapolis, where the antigen test. So I'm just trying to prepare everybody for this because this COVID thing is still a nightmare with a lot of this. Be prepared. If you're vaccinated, no big deal. Just bring your card and you're good.
Right.
I just did a cruise, and even though I'm vaccinated and I've had the booster, I had to get a test within 48 hours to even get on the boat. So I had to have a negative test. I was already vaccinated, but I guess because of the fact that those can be so faked, they can be faked and whatever.
Right.
I had to get a negative. I had to provide a COVID test negative to get in there. So know that this is the thing before you go. Okay, please know this is the thing. I don't want your days to get screwed up, and get down there and make all of these plans and then get down there and then be totally screwed up and not be able to get into an event, or God forbid, you get down there and you're feeling great, but for some reason or not, you take a COVID test when you get to Minneapolis and it's positive. It's best just to get vaccinated. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Just get it done, do it, and get it over and done with. If you have really specific reasons why you don't want to do it, just know that's what you're going to have to deal with. Okay.
There's a few people that mentioned that there's testing going on at the airport, that you can actually get it tested. We can confirm that or something, but a few people have mentioned it. Suzanne mentioned it, and Audrey. So there's always an option. But again, as close to when you're actually going to be around the events as possible, because like I said, 72 hours. So there's your 3 days like wrapped up if you really got to time.
Right. And again, but if you're already vaccinated, it's no big deal. Just bring your card and show your ID and your card and you're good to go. I don't know. So just know that's a thing and it's happening.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'll say on that.
Yeah.
And all right, let me try to close some of these browser windows here. So now, okay, we are going to be talking about, oh, good Lord. All right, so for those that don't know, we actually have there's other Facebook groups that are out there that are just as great, but we have a group at facebook.com/groups. Oh, we probably should put this on a scroll. Facebook.com/groups/Prince Celebration. I don't know why we were able to get Prince Celebration. I guess I had the forethought to get it before anybody thought to get it. I don't know.
Amazing.
Facebook.com/groups/Prince Celebration, where you actually get to, I want to verify that's right. I really was able to get that, making sure I'm double checking here, but basically it is a place where you can actually talk about, anything that we're talking about here tonight. I'm just pulling it up, and yes, it's correct. I'm insane. All right. So facebook.com/groups/Prince Celebration. You can actually go there, and we got a spreadsheet of all the things that I'm about to talk to you about tonight of events happening outside of Paisley Park. Everything that we've already talked about are Paisley Park ordained events that are happening at the 2022 celebration. But there are tons of other things that are going on outside of Paisley Park that are Prince related. So if you happen to be in town and you want to celebrate Prince's legacy, all of the things that are going on out in town, there's so many. It's actually, Julie, it's actually Prince Celebration. Maybe that's there too, but facebook.com/groups/Prince Celebration is, and there's actually a spreadsheet that's got a lot of the things I'm going to talk about, but there's some things that I'm going to talk about that aren't on the spreadsheet.
The spreadsheet?
Yeah, I can actually share it. I've got it pulled up. So let me pull it up for you. I'm going to just show it to you briefly because we're going to talk about some of the things one by one, but this is the document that you'll see that was actually put together by Bonnie. Bonnie, thank you so much. She actually put together this spreadsheet that's got like everything listed of all the things that are going on around town, not just the celebration, but also all the events. If you go to facebook.com/groups/Prince Celebration, you will find this spreadsheet there. This spreadsheet has popped up in a bunch of other groups. Actually, it originated in another group. It just kind of ended up here as well, thanks to Bonnie. And we're going to talk about all these things that you're seeing here. Yes, we're going to talk about all these things you're seeing here. Well, some of them. We're not going to talk about. There was some other things that we didn't mention on here, like the Marshall Charloff 2 events that are happening on the 10th. We're not going to go that far out. We're talking about specific things on the celebration, so we're not talking about those things specifically. So, all right. Non-celebration events. Obviously, up to May 31st, you can do a tour of Paisley Park because from what I understand, the tours are not being done during the celebration. I thought that they would because in the previous years during the celebrations, they allowed you to do a tour that was included in it. They did not indicate that that was the case this year. So for all we know, there is not going to be a tour with the celebration this year. So that's probably not going to happen. Again, they used to be included. Not this year. They do have a Paisley Park VIP experience, and they also have a ultimate experience. The ultimate experiences are sold out for the ones that are around like May 31st, May 30th, May 31st, and then after the celebration, June 6th, and then the 7th, 8th, and 9th, they're all sold out. And I think it's 10th is the closest one after that. But from what I saw, June 6th is the first opportunity that you would have to do a VIP experience, which is a 2-hour tour. The ultimate one is a 3-hour tour.
Gilligan.
The ultimate experience is a 3-hour tour. The VIP experience is a 2-hour tour. It's $85 per person. So if you wanted to see some of the other places within Paisley Park, you might not be able to do that with the celebration because, again, I don't think they're doing it this year. So you probably want to get a VIP experience if you're going to be in town on the 6th, which is the day after the celebration technically ends. It's $85 per person, but you get to see like the studios, you get to hear some music, it's a bunch of really, really cool stuff. So if you really want to see some of the other places of Paisley Park and kind of go through Paisley Park and see some really cool things that you won't get to see during celebration, do this VIP experience. It's $85 per person. As far as I know, the only ones that they have available are on June 6th right now. So I would go to paisleypark.com and click on tours and book it because everything is sold out. So if you want to do Paisley, Jeff Page's is the first time in Minneapolis. We are going to be doing a VIP tour on that Monday, June 6th, because the ultimate was sold out. But if you want to tour Paisley Park, I know I'm being redundant as hell, but I'm just telling you, you want to do the VIP experience. The ultimate one's the best, but it's sold out.
Otherwise we'd be doing the ultimate.
Yeah, we would be doing the ultimate if it wasn't sold out, but there's very few VIP ones left over. There's only like a couple dozen between all the time slots. So if you plan to go, get it. $85 per person, do it.
Right.
So That being said, after that, though, during the celebration, there's no tours. And so that's all we'll say about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's start on, it seems like we already started, but we didn't.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the events that are not part of the celebration that are happening in and around town.
Right.
The first event we'll talk about, we'll start on May 28th. May 28th is a musical that is going on at the Capri Theater, which is one of the first shows that Prince performed with his band at Minneapolis. A lot of people have seen that show. Have heard that show. The Capri Theater is a legendary, iconic concert event from back in the day. But at the Capri Theater is a musical called Legends Let's Go Crazy that's happening from 7 p.m. till 8:30. Let's Go Crazy is a musical journey that honors Prince and also talks about Shaka Khan and some other funk legends. And it has vocalist Julius Collins and special guest Jamisha Bennett. And they'll have wine, beer, and non-alcoholic beverages. And they have a pretty big lobby where you can gather and greet. And they also have an art gallery there. The tickets for this are $10. And the lobby opens 1 hour prior to showtime, so you can hang out and check out Capri Theater and all its historic significance in the Prince world. And that is Saturday, May 28th. And again, some of these images that we're showing you right now do not have any dates or times or pricing and stuff on top of that. That will be on princecelebration.com. I don't know why I have that domain name. It will be on princecelebration.com as we get closer to the event with directions and descriptions and links to buy the tickets. And also on top of that, you can also go to that Facebook group that I told you about, facebook.com/groups/Prince Celebration. I don't know why we have that domain either. And see the spreadsheet that's got all the information about where to get the tickets, all the stuff. You can just print it out and take it with you. But Prince Celebration makes it a lot easier because you can have it on your phone.
Right.
All right. So that's Saturday, May 28th, Capri Theater Legends. Let's Go Crazy. Actually, that event is also going to be on Sunday, May 29th also. So both of those nights, May 28th and 29th, Legends Let's Go Crazy, the musical from 7 to 8:30 is going to be there. Tickets are only $10. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let me take a drink of water. How you feeling, Jeff Page?
Feeling pretty good. I'm enjoying this because I'm excited about being there. And just I've seen the schedule. I've seen the list. I've seen everything that's going on. We know people who are going to be at events and things that are going on, and I'm just so excited and so happy to be able to meet and see everybody, and you guys too. It's going to be fun seeing you guys, whoever is there,
Wow.
because we're interacting all the time. So it's going to be a blast. I'm ready.
I have so many friends that are up there in Minneapolis. I know we're going to be hanging out with Prince's cousin Chaz. I know we're going to be hanging out with him. And Rodney's going to be up there. Rodney Fitzgerald is going to be up there. Audrey's going to be up there. There's so many people that I have not seen. I can't wait to hug your necks because it's been years since I've been able to see you at one of these celebrations. I'm Alfonso. I know will be up there for a brief period, but I just want to see all you guys and see you again and hang out. I'm just so excited. This is going to be such a fun event. If I know for a fact that Jeff Page and I are going to be at any of these events I'm mentioning, I will tell you.
I'll tell
you.
For sure.
But at this point, we're not in town yet. So let's move on to the other event that's happening on the 14th, which is happening at Bunkers. Jesse, I think like a few celebrations ago, Jesse Johnson played at Bunkers and he did like an event there. So it was like, that was really, really cool. But Dr. Mambo's Combo is going to be playing at Bunkers. Again, this is May 29th, Sunday, May 29th. They're going to be playing from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. And I mean, that band has played at Bunkers since 1987, man. And obviously one of the primary core members of that band is Sonny Thompson, Sonny T. He is always there. And there's a host of musicians that are always going in and out of that band. It is a phenomenal, really super tight band. And even Prince has dropped in and played with them previously. It's just a great, great band. If you don't have the opportunity to, if you have an opportunity to see Dr. Mambo's Combo, you happen to be in town Sunday, May 29th, go to that. That will be a lot of fun for sure. So that is May 29th, May 28th and 29th. As far as Monday, May 30th, as far as I know, the schedule that we have now, there's nothing going on May 30th. And it's actually the last day that Paisley Park is doing tours before they get ready for the celebration. So if there are any floating, and I will check while I'm sitting here, if there are any floating tours that are available on May 30th, you probably want to do that because just because that will be the last opportunity until the 6th. And let me check the dates here. Oh, I have to pick a time. I do have to pick a time, don't I? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to waste too much time doing this, but there may be some tickets available for the VIP tour on May 29th. So check that out. I mean, May 30th, I'm sorry. So if you want to do a tour at Paisley Park before they do the celebration, that may be your last opportunity to do. Tuesday, May 31st, Paisley Park is closed. It's closed to the public on this day. There's no tours. There's nothing going on. My guess is that they're preparing for the celebration. They're setting everything up. They're doing everything they need to do to prepare for us and our invasion of Prince's home and studio. And it's just, I'm so excited. I can't even think about it. It's just, it's like life being breathed into you when you step into that building. It was tough at the beginning in 2017. It was tough to walk into that building, knowing that he wasn't there anymore. But as time has gone on, when you in a celebration and you've got the fellowship of all of these people coming from all over the world, and they're all Prince fans. Remember, I've said it a million times on this, that us Prince fans are in a bubble. Mm-hmm. This is our bubble. This is all the people in our friggin' bubble in one place at Paisley Park, just celebrating Prince's legacy, celebrating his music, and spending a lot of money.
Right.
Just buying merch that we don't need, but we want it because we want Paisley Park and we want the estate to succeed. It's just, it is what it is. What's
buying stuff that we can show off that nobody else cares about.
Hello? On my business meetings during the day, I have to blur the background because they have an option to blur the background. Because if I feel like if I leave it like this, they're going to think I'm crazy. So
they're like, what is going on?
This guy has got some psychotic issues for sure.
That's going to be, but that's the point though. That's the blast. That's the fun.
Yeah. So you got all that. All right. So let's move on to Tuesday, May 31st. As we said, Paisley Park is closed, but however, at Dakota, for those who are familiar with the Dakota, it's a great jazz club. Prince played there quite a bit. Grammy-winning jazz band, the Yellow Jackets, are going to be playing there at the Dakota. These guys have been around for 40 years. It features Russell Ferrante, William Kennedy, Bob Mincer, Dane Alderson. They have been around forever. Great jazz with like a funk edge to it. If you want more information on those guys and to get tickets to that show, it's dakotacooks.com. It's spelled D-A-K-O-T-A Cooks, C-O-O-K-S, dakotacooks.com. They are also playing on June 1st as well. So they're not just playing on May 31st, but they're also playing on June 1st too. There's some tickets available on that. Again, Jeff Page and I will not be going to that because we're not in town yet.
Right.
So now let's talk about us when we are in town. Wednesday, June 1st. Jeff Page and myself will arrive in Minneapolis. We're going to arrive around noon. Probably going to take him to Mall of America so we can experience that. We're going to have some lunch, see if we can check into the hotel early, and then just hit a couple of places and whatever. But again, I want to reiterate as we kind of move forward with the timeline here, these events that I'm talking about are not affiliated with the Paisley Park celebration. I want to be really, really clear. Please go to the Paisley Park celebration. It's going to be fantastic, but we want to make sure that we tell you about these other events that are going on outside of the Paisley Park celebration so that you can fully enjoy your time in Minneapolis and Minnesota. We just want you to be able to fill all the time. Anytime that you're not at Paisley Park, I want you to enjoy Minnesota. And there's so many things that I'm not talking about tonight, like Riley Creek Park, which is right across the street from Paisley Park. You have to go there. There's a bunch of places that we'll talk about that you need, not tonight, that you need to go to when you're in Minnesota. Riley Creek being one of them. That is walking distance from Paisley Park, by the way. Since we're talking about it, let's just do it.
Right.
You may have seen pictures of it. They're tunnels that go underneath the major. There's a main highway. It's not really a highway. It's like a 4-lane road that runs in front of Paisley Park. For those that have never been to Paisley Park looks like it's like way off the road. It's really not. The first time I went, I was like, wow, this is really close to the road. But there, right across the street from Paisley Park is a park called Riley Creek. Prince would ride his bike around there, but there's also tunnels. So you can go from Paisley Park, you can walk down the golf cart path and go in front of Paisley Park, and then it goes down a hill, and then it goes into a tunnel. And the tunnels are all graffitied. They're graffitied with a bunch of homages to Prince and Prince logos and lyrics, and there's lyrics and song titles on the golf cart paths. And the city, the mayor of Chanhassen, Denny at the time, ruled that it would not be cleaned up. That graffiti, any graffiti that's there, unless it's inappropriate or uses profanity or something that is not just appropriate for kids to see, everything graffiti-wise that's Prince related will stay there. So it's an entire tunnel of graffiti of Prince artwork, and different artists from all over the world have been there. You'll see a lot of Funkatopia stuff there too, of course. And then you go through that tunnel, and then it kind of comes out of a tunnel, and then it winds down, and then there's another tunnel where there's even more graffiti. And there's just graffiti everywhere. And then all along this pathway is a fence. And the fence actually has a bunch of things tied to it. People tie memorabilia and Prince stuff to it. And you've seen pictures of all this stuff. All this stuff is in walking distance from Paisley Park. So when you're at Paisley Park, before you leave or before you hop on the shuttle bus, or maybe if you get there early, head down to Riley Creek. It's only a 10-minute walk right from Paisley Park, and you'll see it. It's fantastic. It's definitely something you have to check if you've never been to Minneapolis before, or Chanhassen in this case. It's beautiful. It will bring tears to your eyes. It's very overwhelming. So be prepared for that as well. It's a fantastic, fantastic time. So we'll talk about that. All right. So let me get back on track here. Wednesday, June 1st. That's when Jeff Page and myself will arrive in Minneapolis. We are going to be getting there around noonish. We are staying at the La Quinta Hotel in Bloomington. I don't know why I'm telling you that. You don't really care.
Right.
I don't know why. I shouldn't even say anything.
I mean,
it doesn't matter. If you wanted to kill us, that's where we'll be.
That's what we'll be.
If you hate everything that's happening here, this is where you get your revenge.
Stalkers, come find us.
But also, what was I going to? There was something else I was going to say that was specific about that day. It doesn't matter. Anyways, again, so these events that I'm talking about are not Paisley Park related. And if you're not going to the celebration, this is things that you want to do anyway. So just go here. All right. So the first thing we'll tell you about is Rodney Fitzgerald's Prince 365 group. It's going to be happening at Bunkers, and they're doing an event. It's sold out, unfortunately. It's called Play in the Sunshine. They're going to have a bunch of dancing with DJ Dudley D. It's going to be happening in the afternoon from 4 until 8. So it's a day event, hence why it's called Play in the Sunshine. And during this time period, I'm actually going to be telling you about a few events for that group, Prince 365. If you're not a member of it, you can go to Facebook and you can search for Prince 365, and you can join that group and you can be a part of this. They actually have a lot of really cool stuff. They do clubhouse meetings and whatever, but they do a lot of really cool events. Rodney is always on top of it. He's always doing some really hip stuff, and people always show up for his events too. So, Maite will show up at his events. And matter of fact, the last event that I went to of his, I met Ingrid Chavez and Dwayne Tudall. And all these people will come to his events. They're a lot of fun. Prince 365, you can look for it. Again, this event is sold out. However, there is I'm going to pull this up. There is a website that's Prince Ticket Exchange. I don't know if you have the capability to be able to copy this URL and share it, but I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see it. There is a Prince Ticket Exchange. So if an event is sold out, specifically to Prince 365 or anything Prince related, there are people that are actually selling tickets or wanting tickets to these events. Like here's one, 2 tickets for sale for the Bunkers party, $36 for both, or he's updating $25 for both. So you can actually get tickets here. If you want to get tickets for any of these events that happen to be sold out, you can get it done right here on Prince Ticket Exchange. And just search for Prince Ticket Exchange, or if you become a member of Prince 365, there's a link there. Hopefully you can, I'll copy this URL and paste it here in the, I'll paste it here in the chat so you guys can copy and paste it if you want to, go to this event. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. His events are always a blast. Always a blast. The next event I'll tell you about is Eric Rogers' group, Paisley 5 and Dime. Paisley 5 and Dime is doing an event at Gluck's. I'm not a fan of the setup of Gluck's. It has nothing to do with the Paisley 5 and Dime event. Paisley 5 and Dime, for those who don't know, is a group that actually buys and sells official merchandise. So old tour books, official, T-shirts, nice. Ticket stubs, all types of the Prince memorabilia, official Prince memorabilia, not garbage. And that's pretty much what Paisley 5 and Dime is about. You can search for them on Facebook and get Paisley 5 and Dime. But they do events every now and then at this place called Gluck's. It's spelled Glueks. And it's a narrow venue. So you kind of go in, and this part of it is the bar. And then they have tables that run right down the middle, like long tables that run right down the middle. So like the traffic has to come in on either side of those tables. And most of the time somebody will set up a chair in between the breaks, and you can't get through. And it's just a cramped place. I'm not a really big fan of Gluck's, but the events are normally pretty fun though. The last time they had Tory Ruffin's band, Freak Juice, playing there, if I remember correctly. And then afterwards Eric DJ'd, and they had a bunch of people coming in and out. Bobby Z came in with his wife, and it's a lot of fun. It's a good event. Unfortunately, the last time that he had an event there, my good friend Alfonso Starr also had an event that was happening 2 blocks away at the Poorhouse the same night at the same time. And I had to bounce back and forth and no, I'm here for you, buddy. And then when nobody was looking, I'd shift out and then go to the other one and hang out and be caught in a picture. Yay, I'm here. And then shift out. Yeah. But Alfonso's parties are always a blast. Alfonso always does it up. I mean, he always got costume changes and people partying, and there is no VIP group area there. If he's got guests, they're all hanging out, and it's a lot of fun. Anyways, if you want to know where Jeff Page and I will be at this night, unfortunately, I would like to go to Rodney's event because that's happening earlier in the day. So we might get it. I'll talk to Rodney and see if he can, get us a couple of tickets, or maybe we'll just get it here at the Prince Tickets thing. But Jeff Page and myself will be at Purple Genealogy under the PG Moon. PG for Purple Genealogy. Under the PG Moon, it's going to happen at the Lifetime Athletic in Eden Prairie. It's $31.21 for tickets. Funkatopia, Jeff Page and myself will be there live broadcasting. And we're going to be live broadcasting from there. So we'll probably do, I don't know if it's going to be phone or how we're going to do it, but we will actually be there. We're going to be hanging out with Audrey and her group. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to hang out with us, this is where we're going to be. Lifetime Athletic, $31.21 for the tickets again. It's their dance party. They're going to have DJ Michael Holtz and also DJ Willie Adams, which they just got done interviewing today earlier on the show. And they're going to be doing a bunch of Prince jams, of course, from 6 to 10. And of course, you want to wear your best Roaring 20s attire, like a parade themed outfit. Absolutely do that. Or purple, wear purple, doesn't matter. But there's going to be a ton of Prince prizes there. She was saying they've got a bunch of giveaways and raffles that they're going to be doing all night. So there's going to be tons of Prince memorabilia and autographed things from specific artists like Mary A. Johnson and just a bunch of stuff. You're going to want to be there. And I'm told, Audrey told me this was a selling point. She said, good food. She said it won't be cheese and crackers. She said it will be good food.
Sold.
So she said, come out and hang. So probably Jeff Page and I will probably be at Play in the Sunshine at Rodney's event earlier. And then we're going to jump to this one at nighttime. And we'll be doing a live broadcast from there. And there's going to be happy hour cocktail prices from 6 to 7. And also, what's really cool about this Purple Genealogy event, event is that the part of the ticket proceeds actually go for the PG party will go to the Academy of Prince 2022 summer program for Purple Playground. And if you don't know what that is, it's a really, really cool. Just look it up because we could sit here and talk about that program quite a bit. But look at Academy of Prince 2022 summer program. You can also go to Purple Playground and you can see a lot of information about that. But it's a really, really cool thing for just teaching kids music, and it's fantastic. So, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah. All right. Wow. I feel like I need to take a water break and just talk for a second. All right, got confirmation. Morris Hayes is going to be part of the MPG lineup.
Perfect.
Celebration.
Awesome. So we are just banging out this schedule. I'm telling you this. And again, this is the non-Prince celebration events. These are the before and after parties. You know, that's what I'll call them. This is all the other stuff.
Yeah. So, and this is going to be, that's kind of an important notation as we move here to June 2nd, because now we're talking about, the days that are going to be happening at the same days as the celebration.
Right.
So I want to make some clarifications here. There's going to be some events I'm going to be talking about that are going to be conflicting with some. We don't know. We don't know specifically what the schedule is going to look like for the celebration. We don't know when they're going to start, when they're going to end. If they do the Group A, Group B thing, it could be the Group A is there from 10 to, from 9 to 2 or 10 to 2, and then or 10 to 3, and then maybe the other group is there from 4 to 10. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So some of these events may conflict with celebration stuff, and some of them may not. So now we're getting into that mix here. So now we're going to be talking about June 2nd. All right, so let's move on to June 2nd. I'm going to go ahead and close some of these windows here since there's so much stuff going on. All right, I mentioned it earlier. June 2nd that's going to be at nighttime. They're going to have that big mural unveiling right across the street from First Avenue. I actually definitely want to get there early, get in town early so we can go into First Avenue, because Jeff Page, I know that was one of your bucket list things, was to go into First Avenue.
Is a must.
So we want to make sure we're there. And they've got some really cool First Avenue merchandise too. They've got some really cool First Avenue jackets. I have one, but the zipper broke. I'm thinking about bringing it and seeing if they'll just swap it out. But
with another zipper.
Yeah, I think it was the year that we went. It was like freezing cold, and we were having to go to First Avenue. It was Rob Rhythm and myself, and we just had to. Yeah, I had to get a jacket, and then it was I just had to.
Yeah,
just had to get a jacket. But anyways, the mural event is happening at nighttime. They're going to do the unveiling and then having the party, whatever. But I mentioned it when we were talking about that St. Paul Peterson it was doing a live show right before his show at Paisley Park that happened this past weekend. LP Music did a jazz night at Paisley Park. I think it was Saturday night or Sunday night. But right before it, he said, "Oh yeah, the celebration. I might have to do a show during the celebration." And so I reached out to him and I was like, "If you're going to do it, I need to know." And when I spoke to him yesterday. He said he wants to do it on the 2nd, but the venue was yet to be announced. And I mentioned it to him. I texted him and I said, hopefully it will be in walking distance from First Avenue, because that would be cool if he was doing like an event that started at like 10 or 11. So after that, you can hang out at the party or whatever, and then, shift out and go see LP Music, to go see Paul Peterson and Eric Leeds jam. That'd be friggin' amazing. So hopefully it would be in walking distance from First Avenue. That way people can quickly bounce over to a show after the mural unveiling. But we'll keep you up to date. I also told him, I said, maybe the 1st or the 5th may actually be a better time since it doesn't conflict with the celebration. The 5th is probably the best out of all those dates. But his shows are just incredible. I mean, LP with Paul and Eric, are you kidding me? Yes, please. Yes, please. Yeah. All right, so not a whole bunch of conflict there as it stands as far as what's on the schedule. But here's another thing I want to say too: as it gets closer, there's going to be a bunch of shows that are going to be popping up. I'm telling you, You're going to see shows popping up at Dakota. You're going to see shows popping up at Bunkers. You're going to see shows popping up all over town. The Minnesota Music Cafe. There's going to be places. There's a lot of standard places that people drop in at. You're going to see shows pop up as it gets closer. Obviously, we will make sure that you know about them as they pop. Why does this freaking speaker keep falling on me?
Wow.
What is happening? Is the bass really kicking it? That I don't know what's going on. Anyways, all right. So let's move on to Friday, June 3rd. Again, another day that's not a bunch going on, which is, I guess, that may be by design with a lot of these bands and performers, because they're just like, celebrations happen. We don't know what's happening. Don't want to do something and then everybody be at the celebration and not be able to come to our show. Obviously, celebration is still happening for all ticket levels. But outside of that, I will share my screen here. I don't know what you're ready for and what you're not. So since I already have it up, I'll just share it. There is a art fair called the Edina Art Fair. I don't know if it's Edina or Edina, but there's a big art fair. So it's really, really cool. As you can see, a lot of art and a lot of white folk. It's just, it's a lot of art. It's very, very cool. It's a lot of art. It's a lot of arts and crafts. But this is really, really cool because they're actually doing this over multiple days. So it's not just, this is happening over multiple days, not just this one. So it's going to be happening June 3rd, June 4th, and June 5th. So from 10 o'clock in the morning until 7 on Friday and Saturday, and on Sunday from 10 to 5. I would actually like to check it out. I love going to these types of things because you always get some really crafty things. She's crafty. If we have time to do this actually might be a pretty cool thing to do. Mm-hmm. But the Edina Art Fair, that's happening. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I don't know what Deborah. I said a bunch of things that could have warranted that what. So my guess is probably lots of white folk is probably what this.
That was what I was thinking. That's why it was funny to me. I was thinking, I'm like, man.
It's the Jersey in me. I just can't stop when my mouth says something. It's like, all right, just look at all those white folk. And then on Saturday, June 4th, again, that Edina Art Festival is going to happen on June 4th. We just talked about it. But let's talk about a big event that's happening on Saturday, June 4th. That's obviously Alfonso Starr there. This is going to be an issue. There's going to be some conflicts that are going to happen here. And this is in Henderson. Mm. Henderson, for those that don't know, Henderson is like, I showed you that map. Henderson is like way off here. It takes, even from Bloomington, it takes like about an hour to get to, if I remember correctly. I can't remember how long it takes. But Henderson does this thing called Prince Fest, and they normally do it around this time in June. And there's a lot of things going on. I think the last celebration that they did in 2019, or the Prince Fest thing that they did, Jelly Beans Band played there, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And there's a lot of different little events going on there as well. But Henderson is the town where the Lake Minnetonka scenes were filmed for Purple Rain, and also a lot of the countryside scenes where he's driving the motorcycle. A lot of those scenes were filmed in and around Henderson. So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of filming that stuff that happened out in Henderson. And Henderson is doing, well, actually, it's done through this group called the Prince Legacy Henderson Project. I know that's a mouthful. Prince Legacy Henderson Project. And they're doing a Prince Fest on Henderson, Minnesota on this day. Again, we're talking about Saturday, June 4th. If you're at the celebration, you're going to be at Paisley Park on this day. Right. So you're not going to be able to be part of this Prince celebration, this Prince Fest. It's just not, it's just not. But anyways, this Prince Legacy Henderson Project is the same group that also was able to get the bronze statue in Henderson and that whole setup. So basically this bronze statue that you're seeing here, with the bronze statue and the bench and all the, that mural that's behind there. That mural was done by Moises Suriel. He's actually doing, and I hope I'm not destroying his name, but that mural was done by him, and he's actually going to be doing another mural that's going to be inside of a building. I think it's inside of that building where you see where it says Prince Garden, inside of that building, because right to the right of that is where there's this big event hall, I guess, that's in the middle of Henderson. There's not much going on in Henderson. And I don't know if it was a city thing or not, but that whole setup that you're seeing was actually moved inside of an antique store right across the street in Henderson called Heart of Henderson. And basically, Heart of Henderson is a really cool antique store. And this is what it looks like now that it's inside. And I don't know if it was a city warranted issue where it's like, this can't be there. Maybe people didn't like it there, or it was just too prominent, or whatever was going on. I don't know. They moved it inside. So it's actually probably better, because that way that statue and that bench and all those things aren't out in the elements. And that may have been the reason they moved it. I don't know. But the store that it's moved into, Heart of Henderson, is a very cool store, by the way. It used to be a bank. And yes, it actually has a vault, an accessible vault. And in that vault is a bunch of print stuff that you can actually buy, like Etsy type of stuff. But now it has this statue and the setup inside of there. And if you can get out to Henderson to see this, you need to get out there if you can, because it is a very, very, very cool setup. But I'm going to switch. Yeah, this is a picture of the inside of Heart of Henderson. It actually goes off to the left there where you see the motorcycle and everything. But actually, that door that you see that's open, that is the vault that used to be in the bank. It actually says vault right above it. But there's like a bunch of different like Etsy type of stuff that's there in that vault. And it's a bunch of artwork and like all of Mary A. Johnson's stuff is there. All the stuff that custom embroidered hats and Christmas ornaments and all types of stuff is in there. It's so cool. A lot of artists in here. Plus, the antique store itself is great. It's actually, if you like to look at some of the really cool nostalgic antiques, it's got a bunch of reasonably priced antiques on like on that level, and also upstairs. Yes. Like I was like taking stuff off the wall, was like, oh, this is going to be hundreds of dollars, and it's $12 in the back. It's like all these really ridiculously inexpensive antiques and memorabilia, and it's very, very cool. And that's the vault that I was referring to. This is actually in Henderson. That's Heart of Henderson, in the heart of Henderson. And you can buy things like that sign that says Purple Rain Route. It's all this stuff that you're seeing is for sale. It's really cool stuff. Definitely check this place out in Henderson. Anyway, they are doing an unveiling of a new mural there in Henderson by Moises Suriel. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce his name. It's Moises, Moises Suriel, Suriel. This kind of gives you a picture of him when he was working on that mural that we were just looking at. And he has a brand new one that will be unveiled this day on Saturday in Henderson. And he will also be selling a bunch of his artwork, and he'll be signing artwork as well on both Saturday and Sunday, starting at 9:00, according to the Prince Legacy Henderson Project Facebook group. But they say that this event starts at noon, which I don't know if the 9 a.m. thing with Moises is correct on Saturday, because it doesn't start until noon. But maybe he's doing it starting on Sunday at 9. I don't know. Anyways, after the mural is unveiled, Johnny Rogers is going to be playing a concert there in Henderson, and he's going to be playing at 1:00. And he actually has a Prince tribute show called The Purple One Lives On. And he does a great Prince show, but he'll be performing there in Henderson after they do the unveiling of Moises' new mural. So a bunch of new murals that are popping up. The one in downtown Minneapolis across from First Avenue, and this one that's happening in Henderson. Also at this event in Henderson, will be a book signing by Alan Ballou, Alan Ballou. And he has a book called Before the Rain that you may be already familiar with. He was a photographer in charge of a lot of the early photography that was taken by Prince, including the cover of Dirty Mind in 1999. So, the bed springs and for the Dirty Mind cover, and he was like the one that did all the photography. He also did a panel at the last celebration that was at Paisley Park that was incredible. Amazing dude. He is going to be there signing his book Before the Rain, so he's going to be there as well. And then, of course, there's a lady by the name of Kefli Calendar. She's going to be there conducting tours. So if you want to see some of the stuff where the Purple Rain stuff from the movie was shot there around Henderson, she'll take you to where a big chunk of the Lake Minnetonka scenes were shot, as well as some of the other iconic points of interest. And Henderson is not close to anything else like Minneapolis, St. Paul, it's not close. So if you're going to do stuff while you're there, do stuff while you're there. It's just there. That's all there is to it. So you could actually, if you want to find out more information on this stuff, Prince Legacy Henderson Project, they actually have a Facebook page. This is the Facebook page.
Here, I can share it. Oh, you got it?
Oh yeah, I got it right here. So it talks a little bit about some of the events that they're happening during Prince Fest. Again, this is the exact same day as a celebration. So there's going to be some conflicting things, but for all you major Prince fans that are going to be there, could not get tickets to the celebration, or just want to come out and hang with everybody and don't really want to do celebration, you can go out to Henderson on this day, and there's a bunch of stuff going on, lots of cool stuff. It'll be a lot of fun for sure. So you'll definitely want to check it out. They're trying to do a lot of updating and stuff. They're also, the artist Jaden Kai is going to be there too at the Heart of Henderson on June 4th. So that's something that was not on the list. She's going to be selling a lot of the stuff of, this is really cool stuff. That's actually a cool, Jaden, my Jaden would absolutely wear that as a night shirt all day long, every single day.
A day shirt, night shirt.
Oh, absolutely. She would wear that. That's really cool. So yeah, Jaden Kai is going to be there as well, selling artwork from his collections. I'm sorry, I said his collections. So definitely want to check that out as well. Man, it's just so there's so much going on June 4th. I guess because it's Saturday. We still got more June 4th stuff to talk about. Holy crap.
Yes, we do.
All right. So also on June 4th is something that may or may not interest people. A Prince drag brunch that is also happening during the celebration. It's going according to the event page, it goes from noon until 7 hours of a drag. That can't be right. And that's not a brunch. That's from noon to 7.
That's a drag day.
That's a drag event.
Yeah,
what that is.
It's an event. It's not a brunch. That's a bunch of brunch.
That's a bunch of brunch, which these events are so much fun anyways. But this is happening at Crave, which is I don't know. I remember going there, or we were considering doing an event there at Crave, and I can't remember what it was. It was Crave American Kitchen and Sushi Bar. It's going to be hosted by Sasha Cassadine, Mr. E.O. Cassadine, and Lady Camille. Yeah, it's Camille spelled Cummeal. It's just okay. It's a Prince drag brunch, and it's happening at Crave American Kitchen. They also have a Facebook page. Again, if you go to facebook.com/groups/Prince Celebration, the spreadsheet's there with all the links to all these tickets and everything. And at princecelebration.com, I will get all these ticket links and event stuff up there for you as soon as possible.
All right.
All right. Also on this day, if there's not friggin' enough going on June 4th, at Color Wheel, which is right off of 46th Street, Funk and Hats hat designer is going to be showing off work at a Prince-inspired art party.
Nice.
Plus, there will also be music and singing from Ermel Andrews during a live performance. Plus, Prince used to have a crush on this girl in elementary school, a girl by the name of Stephanie Carlson. And she's going to be there, and she's going to share a love letter that she received from Prince in 5th grade.
Aww.
That should be hilarious. Have you ever managed to maintain anything or keep anything from 5th grade?
No, not quite. Just myself.
This is crazy.
But I mean, that actually shouldn't surprise you because Prince, he started doing his thing so early. 5th grade, she, had to be about 12, and it's not a long time.
So this is Bonnie. This is actually the lovely person who spent all this time putting this spreadsheet together with a lot of these events that you'll be able to get this. So
let me say, thank you, Bonnie.
Absolutely. And that spreadsheet that you will find at /group/Prince Celebration is the work of Bonnie. And of course, we will be adding it. Bonnie, I may actually give you access to princecelebration.com if you want to enter the events on that. And then you can start pushing that because people can carry it around on their phones. So anyways, but yeah, so she said there were that statement that you had up there was that there could be 2 or 3 drag shows on the same day. So there's that. Remember when we were doing the show a couple weeks ago before Paisley Park made the announcement, and we were just like, even if a celebration doesn't happen, which we knew was going to happen, but we said, even if there's no celebration, there is so much going on. You need to be in town this week.
Yeah.
So, all right.
I want to say that whatever the color wheel, I wonder how long that's going to go on. Like what's the times on that? Because I would love to go there and see those hats. I love hats. And if
I don't think that there was any. Bonnie, correct me if I'm wrong. Bonnie, there was time. I think there was a time on this, but I think it was wide open. But I don't remember there being a time on the spreadsheet. Bonnie, can you check that and double check? Bonnie is our guest producer for the day, since Cammie probably doesn't have a lot of this information in front of her, but Cammie is our normal producer. All right. So the next event we'll talk, once she gets information on that, we'll pop that up. The next event that's happening also on Saturday, June 4th, is another Prince 365 event that's happening at the Chanhassen Cinema, which is very close to Paisley Park. And there is a massive mural that is on the side of that building that you have to see. It's fantastic. It's a big picture of Prince, and it's got doves and everything. It's definitely one of the best murals that you'll see when you're in Minnesota. On the side of the Chanhassen Cinema. So definitely go there. But anyways, 365 is doing a group. They're doing a pajama jam. Again, this is a sold out event, but you can still go to that Prince ticket exchange thing that I was sharing with you, and to snag tickets if any happen to pop up, because some people did buy tickets and then they can't make it, or something changes, or something conflicts. I'm hesitant. Rodney, I love you. I'm hesitant only because of the fact that I want to make sure that nothing is conflicting with what's going on with the celebration. But I know that Rodney is smart enough to book this outside of what he probably is aware of as far as the timeline for the celebration. So, but if you do manage to get to this pajama jam or get tickets to this pajama jam, here's what I can tell you, because I was listening in on their clubhouse when they were talking about this pajama jam. He said, if you go to this pajama jam, just know if you show up in some Elmo pajamas with footies or something, you're going to be turned away. He said, this is an adult pajama jam. Okay.
Thank you for saying that, because I'm like,
this is an adult pajama jam.
Furries are showing up.
So you need to dress appropriately or inappropriately, as it would be.
Right.
So just expect that. It's a pajama jam happening at Chanhassen Cinema, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Bring your silk pajamas.
Yeah, bring your silk pajamas and the purple and the little blue pills.
Just don't get any pajama jam on you. Sorry, that's just, woo.
That would be
What is
that
that?
would be something that I would say.
Sorry.
That's okay. All right. Never mind. All right, let's go on to the next event, shall we? Then from 9:30 to 1 o'clock in the morning, Chase and Ovation will be playing at Bunkers. This is the last event for Saturday, June 4th. They'll be playing at Bunkers. They'll be doing a Music of Prince event there. That's mostly what they do. They mostly do most of their shows are Prince events. And the band obviously features Tommy Chase, who used to be babysat by Prince's mother, Maddie. He also did some work in Graffiti Bridge, and he also played in Brown Mark's band Cryptic. And it's going to be a Prince-fueled night of a bunch of purple music. So if you want to see live bands, this is a great place to go. 9:30 to 1, Chase and Ovation at Bunkers, which is going to be a fantastic event. Yay! Finally, we're moving on to Sunday, June 5th.
All right.
So I'm starting to see this questions and stuff. He said no ticket for Jeff.
I know. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just saying. I didn't say getting Pajama Jam on you was a bad thing. I'm just saying it could happen.
The first thing I think of with the Pajama Jam was the walk. I think about the times of the walk. It's just like, none of my girls wear jeans. But Sandra asked a question: do you think we can make this after celebration events? Yeah, a lot of these events, especially the ones of the Prince 365 group, they know what's going on. The Henderson one, the Prince Fest stuff, that's going to be conflicting time-wise, I'm telling you, because it's going to be happening smack in the middle of the day. I just don't see any of that stuff happening. I just don't see any of that stuff happening. It's just not, but with the picture that you're looking up here is the next slide for Sunday, June 5th. It's the final day of the celebration here. We talked about that. This is only for the VIP guests that have VIP tickets to the celebration. They're going to get to do brunch with the Steels. And for others, obviously, there's still plenty to do. Right. We have that Edina Art Music Festival the art festival that we're talking about that's happening in Edina. Again, that's Sunday, June 5th. That's during the day. So for anybody that's general admission, like we are, Jeff Page, this day is wide open for us to do a variety of different things. This may be a good day to go to the Edina Art Festival. It may also be a better day to go out to Henderson on this day for us, you and I. So you can see that bronze statue and also check out that. Henderson is a really, really cool town. And if you're going to go, check it out. There's lots of cool stuff. It's got a really cool restaurants and things there. So maybe we go up there, check some of that stuff out. But it's a really cool place. And as mentioned, Moises Surya will be selling and signing his artwork in Henderson starting at 9 o'clock, according to that Prince Legacy Henderson Project Facebook page, because but I would want to confirm that because they said it would be happening on Sunday at 9. If he's there on Sunday at 9, that would be a good opportunity to get out there and meet him and check out some of his stuff. Right. But it's also Sunday, so some of these places don't typically open until noon. So I don't know what's going on, but assuming that's right. The other thing that's going on June 5th, June 5th is going to be like the best day for us to do the things that are going to be a little bit on the out. If you're general admission, it's going to be the best day. And also if you're VIP after the brunch is over, it's going to be the day which you're going to want to go and you're going to want to check out Riley Creek Park if you didn't get an opportunity to do that. You're going to want to go to Henderson and maybe check out some of the stuff that's going on at Henderson. Go out to the Edina Art Festival. Those are going to be the places that you're going to want to hang out if you're still in town on this day. Because also what's going to be happening is the Purple Playground is doing a Gangster Glam Prince birthday skate party.
Awesome.
Right. It's going to be, if you get along with Gravity and Wheels,
right.
This would be good. I don't think anyone wants to see me pushing along the wall for 2 hours. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a genetic thing, but maybe it's not because Jaden has pretty good balance. But skateboards roller skates, ice skating. I don't know. I just
I used to love it. Do anything on wheels, but I don't
really.
think these legs can handle skates anymore.
You know, a lot of people don't know this about Jeff Page, but Jeff Page used to be a professional bowler. I'm not kidding you when I say this.
I didn't turn pro. I almost turned pro. I stopped before I started that move.
So
I'm
a
not
lot of people don't know this about you. So that's awesome that you do this. I don't know what I was just thinking about some of this extracurricular stuff like this. But yeah, so he's an amazing bowler from what I understand. I'd love to go bowling with you so you can teach me how to put the spin on the ball and do all that stuff. I know that it has something. I love bowling. Maybe we'll bowl at some point.
It runs in our family, man. My whole family were bowlers along with other stuff. My brother still bowls, still travels to other states, and got a bunch of 300 games. He's doing it all. I hate him.
But you used to make money doing this. You used to do this for a living, right?
It would be I'd bowl like 5 nights a week, and the nights would pay for themselves through pools and other bets, side bets. So I was bowling all the time.
Oh my God, this is crazy. Anyways, Purple Playground's doing the Gangster Glam Prince birthday skate party from 4 to 6 at Skateville in Burnsville, Minnesota. And it's going to be live DJ spinning Purple music, including songs by students. Now, we're going to talk about the Academy of Prince for a second, because we talked about this before, that a portion of the proceeds from the Purple Genealogy event was also going to this. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about this Academy of Prince here just for a second. I do want to pull up this. Do we still have that? If I don't, I'll pull it up on the event thing here.
You might know.
I can share it. It's fine. So I want to share the screen so you can kind of see where you can get the tickets for this. This is the skate party. And it's located in Burnsville, Minnesota there. Again, 4 to 6, June 5th. It's adults are $19.99, teens are $10, and 12 and under are $7. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely want to go to this. You'll want to go to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let me talk to you for a second about the Academy of Prince. The Academy of Prince is a free music program that teaches teenagers how to write and record their own original songs in a professional recording studio. This is huge. I wish that I had this available to me when I was a teenager. So the teachers for the Academy of Prince include musicians who actually worked with Prince. And so the students can actually gain confidence and their creative skills. And they also, get to meet a lot of new people and new friends. All the programs are tuition free, and they're supported specifically from donations like the Purple Genealogy event that we're going to be at, like this skate event here at Skateville. It's all supported by donations from the Purple Playground supporters and grants. And so come skate, come to that Purple Genealogy thing. Just come out and support this program. That's so friggin' awesome that they're doing all this stuff.
Yes.
All right. So we only got, I do have a few more things to talk about. All right. That's Sunday, June 5th. That's going to be our free day to kind of fill in some of the holes for some of the things that are maybe a little bit distant or may take a little bit of extra time to do. All right. So now let's move on to, wow, there's so much stuff. Let's move on to Monday, June 6th. All right. The first one we'll talk about, obviously, Prince 365 group is once again doing a gathering. It's another event they're doing at Perkins Pancake House in Chaska. And the whole point of them getting together is just to talk about the celebration, everything that they did. Maybe they want to, maybe if you hook up at the Pajama Jam, you can come here later with whoever you met at the Pajama Jam and talk it through, decide how you're going to move forward with your life.
Man, this is the fellowship moment, man.
It's a fellowship moment. It's going to be happening at Perkins Pancake House. It's going to be the recap of the week. Happens at noon, so you can sleep in at the Perkins Pancake House in Chaska, Minnesota. So that's going to be the Prince 365 group that's there. Mm-hmm. Another event that's happening also on Monday, June 6th, is the Monday Fun Boat Cruise. That is happening from 12:30 to 4 at Lady of the Lake in Excelsior, Minnesota. The cost for this is $60, but it's a 3.5 hours on a boat. They do dining. You actually have dinner. You dance, and there's a bunch of music. It's going to be a lot of fun. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I've never been on. This is like I guess every single time. Are you watching Ozark at all?
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
So I'm looking at this. I'm thinking Ozark.
We're gonna have to gamble.
There's no casino aboard this particular steamboat, but this is Lady of the Lake, and it's going to be a really cool boat cruise, and it's going to be a bunch of purple music. And according to Randy,
Yeah.
it's sold out.
Yeah. It's like it's sold out.
But you may, I don't know if that ticket exchange thing, that Prince Ticket Exchange thing, is a place where Randy says co-pilot. So it's sold out. So there's also going to be an Elephants and Flowers gift exchange. Bonnie, where is this happening? That's happening where? Where am I missing? I might have missed some. That may be happening on this. Anyways, that's sold out, but maybe you might be able to find somebody who has tickets. I don't know if the Prince Ticket Exchange has tickets for this. Maybe people bought tickets and didn't. Yes, so Bonnie or Randy, tell me whether or not there will be. Yes. So Bonnie says that Elephants and Flowers gift exchange is going to happening on the boat. All right. Would love to go. I would. That might be a fun thing to do. I'd love to do that, but
Sounds like a blast.
it's sold out. So Jeff Page and myself cannot get on the boat.
Yeah, we'll get scooters and circle the boat a few times.
Maybe we'll tie our dinghies to the side of it.
Hey,
What's up?
what's up?
Can we get up there?
In my pajamas.
Yeah, right. So, anyways, all right. So, and the coolest thing, again, here's one of the things that I definitely can tell you that Jeff Page and I will be at. We've already got our tickets for it, and that is the night of June 6th, which is the main primary reason why we stayed an extra day.
Absolutely.
We were gonna go home. We were gonna fly home on June 5th on Sunday, but then when Jelly Bean told me about this event that he was doing on the 6th, I said we're going to this.
Yeah.
We're staying. We're going here. Jelly Bean Johnson is doing a Nothing Compares to P, which is an event that he does. He does it quite a bit, at least once or twice a year. It's going to be at the Minnesota Music Cafe. It's going to feature Jelly Bean Johnson is going to be there. Law's going to be there. Dr. Fink's going to be there. Official Biz is going to be there. Plus a bunch of guests that are going to be dropping in, including, which they just announced, Eddie M., Sheila E. sax player, is going to be there as well, joining in that jam session. So if you are still in Minnesota on June 6th, the night of June 6th, you need to be at this event.
Be there.
Jeff Page and I will absolutely, positively, 100% will be there. Get your tickets. Anyone that still is in town, celebration related, from NPG or whatever, I guarantee you everything is going to converge at this event. I'm telling you, this is going to be the dumping ground for everything that happened. So you can get tickets at I would give you the Eventbrite link, but it's easier just to go to jellybean-johnson.com.
Right.
Just go to jellybean-johnson.com to get tickets. As it says right here, jellybean-johnson.com. Get it before it sells out, because I guarantee you, this is going to sell out. It's going to sell out. I'm telling you, it's going to sell out. It's not even a question. This is going to sell out. And I'm just telling you, it's going to sell out.
It's going to sell out.
It's going to sell out. Jelly Bean Johnson, Law, and Martin Kember and the unit's going to be there too, which means Alfonso, if he's in town, he's probably going to be there.
Right.
Martin Kember is going to be there. Law is going to be there. And the Planet 12 movement, Official Biz. Dr. Fink's going to be there. From what I understand, he was supposed to be dropping in. Eddie M's going to be there. This will be the closer right here. If any event's going to be the closer for the celebration, this is the closer for the event right here.
Right.
Now, technically, for the celebration, if you're VIP, the brunch is going to be the closer for you. But for everybody, the closer is going to be the big Prince live on the big screen with NPG featuring Tony M, Levi, Sonny T, Morris Hayes, Kirk John, like all that. That's going to be the closer for the celebration for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of the celebration, this is going to be the closer for the celebration event for sure. It's going to be
Party. The after party.
It's going to be the after party.
After party.
Plus, he's also got brand new music coming out around that time, so you should have some brand new. So you should have some CDs for sale that night at the event. And here's one thing I can tell you: Jelly Bean is extremely accessible. He is not one of these guys that sits backstage and comes out and then disappears, and you've got to. He is out there from the beginning. He will be accessible. You'll walk in and he will be sitting right there. You can walk up, you can talk to him, shake his hand, get your picture taken with him. He is one of the most friendliest, amazing human beings you will ever meet in your entire life. And he's going to be completely accessible.
Yeah.
Don't be anywhere else. You got to be at this event.
Yeah.
You got to be at this event.
Got to be there. He really is like that.
It's incredible. All right. So the last day that we're going to talk about here after this is Tuesday, June 7th. Obviously, that's a big day. Jeff Page and myself are going to be heading back to Atlanta that day, but later on that day, so we'll still be in Minneapolis for a majority of that day because our flight doesn't leave till like 5 or something.
Right.
So we're still going to be there. But obviously, June 7th is a big day because it's Prince's birthday. So we don't have anything specific planned. Maybe we might, obviously that's a Tuesday. I feel like we should do something because that's a normal day that we would go live. It's really weird. But there's not going to be a show that day. If we do a show, it will be from the airport or something. From the airplane. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It just is what it is. However, my friend Alfonso Starr will be doing a Born Day party at Riley Creek. Again, as I mentioned, that's right across the street from Paisley Park. You can, if you're parked at Paisley Park, which you can't park at Paisley Park, but you would just follow the golf cart path that goes in front of Paisley Park on the other side of the fence and just follow it down. And it goes under the highway. And then that area down there is where Alfonso is going to be DJing a party there. That's put together by Kim Grantham and Deborah Duarte Hefner. Born Day 7. And it's going to be at the Riley Creek. It's going to be on June 7th. Riley Creek Tunnel right there in Chanhassen. And it's going to be a big fun time for those who are still in town. We will not be there. We will already be home at that point, I believe. No, maybe not. We'll still be on the plane at that point. Yeah, wish we could be there. But we're not going to be able to be there because we won't be there. But that is Prince's birthday, big day. We'll probably go live at some point during the day. We'll find some strategic place.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
And there you have it. That's it. That's the event. Now, there are some other cool events that are happening after this also. But I'm not going to sit here and do the entire month of June. It's just not happening. There's a couple highlights. Candace Springs is going to be playing at the Dakota on June 9th. That's a cool event. Another really cool event that's happening on June 10th.
Right.
Is Marshall Charloff, who is probably one of my favorite Prince performers. He's probably one of my favorite Prince performers, only because of the fact that he not only does Prince really well, but he also plays all the instruments. He actually plays guitar extremely well and piano really, really well. And so he's a complete package. And Marshall Charloff will be doing a piano only show, Marshall and the piano, just like a Prince piano and the microphone type of thing, on June 10th from 6 to 9. And then he's also going to be doing a Purple Experience show right after that at 9:30, which is the full band. So there's, again, all this stuff is going to be on the spreadsheet there at facebook.com/groups/Prince Celebration. And again, a major hat tip to Bonnie, who put that spreadsheet together. But we also talked a lot about some things that are not on that spreadsheet. But man, as all the ones I mentioned here are on that spreadsheet. Plus, we'll put it up at princecelebration.com. And anything new that pops up, we'll definitely put that on there. But man, woof!
Wow.
A lot of people have been asking whether or not you and I are going to be doing some type of event for Funkatopia.
Right.
Obviously, as you can see, the schedule is packed solid of stuff.
Right.
The only day that I can think about doing something maybe is on June 5th, on that Sunday, June 5th.
It seems like that's the only logical day that we'll have time to be able to spend quality time with you guys. I mean, we may be able to do some quick pop-up surprise, hey, this is going on kind of things, again, that's possible. But an actual show, it seems like Sunday's the only actual really open day.
Yeah, it's just nuts. It's the amount of stuff literally we just tore through a bunch of stuff and it took us over 2 hours to do it. It's just ridiculous.
Again, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be if something happens where all of a sudden we find out we're able to do something, we're going to let everybody know, and it's going to be last minute. So,
right.
Just got to keep that in mind and stay open. That's all. Stay open.
Yeah, just stay alert. We will certainly make announcements if we plan to do anything. What we might do, once we see the schedule, what we might do is plan for like lunch or a dinner at maybe like Sunday we do a dinner.
Right.
So just in case any concert or event happens on Sunday night, like Paul was telling me that he might do a show on the 5th. Well, he's been targeting the 2nd, but I told him, I said the 5th may be better because it doesn't conflict with anything. But if we do like a dinner on Sunday night, maybe pick a place that's a little bit more centralized location somewhere, maybe somewhere in the Chaska area, or not Chaska, but Chanhassen or Bloomington, or, get together for a dinner and just have a bunch of people that kind of come out and we did that last time. We did that one time, the last time that we went up there for, I can't remember what it was. I think it was a celebration. No, it wasn't a celebration. It was just a get together up there in Minnesota. And we took over a steakhouse, and we had like 20 people that just came and just descended upon this restaurant, and we all just ate together. And I walked around the tables and talked to everybody and hung out with everybody and just chilled, and we all had a good time, and it was a lot of fun. And Prince's cousin Chaz was there. We just had a lot of fun. Karen says an idea is do a live from Electric Fetus.
Right.
That may be a cool thing to do.
That might be
or cheapo.
Or cheapo.
So here's an opportunity right here. We'll give you an opportunity to ask any questions that you have. Doesn't matter whether or not we're talking about events outside of Paisley Park or as part of the Paisley Park celebration, which is an amazing event. If you do not have tickets to Paisley Park's 2022 celebration, please consider going. VIP tickets are sold out, but the general admission, as far as I know, they're still available. I have not gotten any word the general admission is sold out. Please consider going. I would love to meet some of you guys. I would love to hang out with some of you fine folks. And oh yes, thank you. That's right. And we met up at Axel's, so maybe we do Axel's again. It's a little bit more. It's not like it's not low end, but it's not like high end. It wasn't really expensive, so meals were somewhere in the $20 to $30 range. It wasn't like, so it was a little bit more fancy, but it was nice, and it was people hanging out and having a good time.
Cool.
We did a giveaway. Nick Garcia brought one of his canes. He actually made a handmade cane. We did a raffle for that cane at the event. Bonnie was saying hula hands. I actually Claire Fisher's son, Brett Fisher, and I ate at Hula Hands. The 2018 celebration. We did an interview, and we sat and talked for like 2 hours, and then I said, "You want to do dinner?" He was like, "Sure." So I was there sitting with Brent Fisher, having dinner at Houlihan's, talking about his dad and all the work that he did with Prince, and just and talking about Brent's work with Prince and all the stories that he had. And it was just phenomenal. We just sat there and just chowed down. Yeah, it would be awesome if we could figure out some place that we could go and have a dinner.
Right.
I might connect with Rodney or Audrey or some of these people that set up events in Minneapolis and around that area to maybe help us out, come up with a dinner for Sunday night.
Right.
that we can-
Have our own meet and greet.
Just a Funkatopia gathering
Funkatopia gathering. That'd be awesome.
for sure.
That would be wunderbar.
Yeah. So, and again, any questions you guys have, I'm going to actually, Randy says Sunflower has 10 tickets for the boat. So if we can get in touch with Sunflower, we can get on that boat. But the other thing too, wait, the boat is on, was that Saturday? Was that Monday? That was Monday.
Monday?
I think it was Monday, wasn't it?
It might have been Monday.
I think I have to go back up.
It was one of those days. Let me look. I'm
looking at the thing right now. That was, yes, it was Monday. Yes.
Well,
I want to make sure that we subliminally, or not subliminally, I don't know what the word is, prep our minds for blocking out a dinner on Sunday for Funkatopians, someplace that can accommodate. And of course, we'd have to not sell tickets, but at least have people tell us how many people are going to be coming so that we can prepare and, call ahead on the restaurant and say, we have 50 people that are coming. Can you accommodate us on this day? So that's going to be the other thing too. Axels was able to do that. Axels was able to block off a certain portion of, anyways, we'll figure it out. I may talk to Chaz. Chaz actually helped us work out the Axels thing last time. So I might be able to do that again too.
Cool.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. So
it'd be awesome.
Karen says, have you heard anything about the Twins Prince night? I have not. The Twins baseball schedule is for those who don't know, a lot of times the Twins try to have an event, a Prince event that coincides with the celebration where you can go out to see a baseball game and they normally will have like a Prince giveaway. Like one day they actually had like full-blown umbrellas that had the Purple Rain with Prince on the motorcycle on the top. They were giving away umbrellas.
Wow.
And then they have like Minnesota Twins hats that had the Prince logo on a Minnesota Twins hat. So they always have really, really cool. So if you can get to the store where they sell the Minnesota Twins stuff, they actually have a lot of really cool Prince merchandise. You can also find stuff on Amazon and eBay as well. You can pick it up. But yeah, absolutely, positively, we have not heard anything about it. And there's nothing on the Twins baseball schedule about a Prince night. They have a lot of other things that are going on, but nothing that mentions Prince at all. So the answer to that is no.
Okay.
Randy says we are holding seats Monday, June 6th. Holding seats for us, or just holding seats to release to the public? Let me get a clarification on that. If you're holding seats for us, we'll be there. That'll be fun. Absolutely, we'll do.
Right.
On the boat, it's on the boat from what I just read. On the boat, it's from 12:30 to 4, so it's noon. So it's basically 12:30 to 4. So it doesn't interrupt anything. But they said that there's dining on there, so maybe I guess it's going to be an early dinner. Yeah, that's the other thing too. If you go to Minnesota, if you go to Minneapolis, and you go to the Prince celebration, your schedule is totally screwed up. Just so we're clear.
Right.
It's not. You're gonna eat at wacky times of night. Oh my god, dude! Let me. I got to pull this up while I'm looking. But tell me about the things that while I'm looking this up, and I'm not going to tell you what I'm looking up. Just tell me about I know you're excited about everything, but what are the specific things that you're most psyched about?
The thing about that is that for me, like the top top of the list. I mean, the Prince celebration, of course, there's all kinds of stuff, but the thing for me is actually outside of the Prince celebration. It is getting to First Avenue. Like, I want to be in that space. I feel like I need to be there. I love the stage anyways when I'm performing. So it's like, I want to feel that. I want to go there and look at it and check it out. I'll just touch the outside if they don't let me in. I'll be all right. And then Jelly Bean, like, that's the whole reason we extended. I've got to go see Jelly Bean. I mean, I was not going to be denied that visit, that show. And when we were talking about it, it was like, well, actually, what about this now? Jelly Bean? Okay, done. I was like,
yeah, we were absolutely out at that point. It was just
to reach out to him because I was on the website, for the museum he was trying to do.
mm-hmm.
Something's going on with it where you can't donate anymore, and you can't do something was happening to it. And I meant to reach out and find out
on what now?
On the cafe, the museum that they're trying to do.
Oh yeah. Huh.
There was something happening, and I couldn't do anything with it. So
I'll have to let Jellybean know or let Marty know.
Maybe fixed right now because I hadn't gone back and I forgot to mention it. So
yeah, that's gonna be a fun event. I know that Jellybean would let us in without us buying tickets, but I was like, no, I'm buying tickets. We're buying tickets.
Yeah,
so I happened the first time, well, not first, probably the second or third time I was in Minnesota. I wanted pizza. Like late at night, I wanted pizza. I had to friggin' have pizza. And I was just like, I'm up north. There's something about the way that the dough rises up here that makes pizza taste completely different than it does down in down in Atlanta. I was just like, I need to find a pizza place. And I was just like, all right. And I couldn't find any pizza places that were open that weren't Domino's or Papa John's. I was like, blech.
Yeah.
And I happened to stumble upon this place, and I took a chance. I rolled the dice. I was like, all right, let's try it. It's this place called, let me see if I can get this to turn. This is not going to turn, is it?
Because I love pizza.
No. It's this place called Gina Maria's.
Okay.
It's called Gina Maria's, and I don't know if anybody from Minnesota is familiar with Gina Maria's, but it was just a small pizza place. They don't even have seating in there. You walk in, and you have to order at the counter, and then you have to go outside and sit in your car until they're done, and you go and get it, and then you take it. There's no place to sit in this place. It was some of the best pizza I have ever had in my life.
Man, come on.
Every time in my life, dude, I'm telling you, and I'm a New Yorker boy, man. I'm telling you, this is some of the best pizza I've ever freaking had.
Okay.
It was the closest to New York pizza that you're ever going to get.
Sweet.
In that, but Gina Maria's was incredible. And matter of fact, I told Jellybean about it, and he was like, really? I've never been there. And Marty was the same way, but I was just like, well, I have to get it. Actually, I told Chaz that. Chaz was like, oh, we need to come over, bring some pizza. And schedules got messed up and we couldn't do anything. But anyways, this pizza was the best pizza I've ever had. This has got to happen at some point during I don't know when, maybe it's the first night when there's nothing going, I don't know.
I'm down.
Gina Maria's has got to happen.
I love pizza, so
write it down if you guys want pizza when you're in Minnesota and you want good pizza. Gina Maria's. I'm telling you, it's just fucking ridiculous. Excuse my language.
People that made a couple of comments about First Ave, and they're saying like there's nothing event or things going on, and I know there's not, and that's why it's kind of weird. I know there's nothing, at least so far, planned for First Ave, but that's just the place that I've always wanted to go to. Like, it's never left my mind as far as places to go. So that's why it's way up on my list. Like, it doesn't matter if there's no event. I just want to be in that space. And if they're closed, that's all right. I'm going to stand out front. We're going to take a couple of shots, a couple of good pictures. And whoever's going to be joining me there, we're going to take some good shots. That's all that matters. Like, that's how I feel about it. So I'm good.
Yeah. And I'm looking at, I'm trying to pull up. Yeah, there's nothing that's been announced as far as Prince related stuff that's happening. However, I'm going to, I was clicking to see, for some reason they're friggin' thing isn't working here. I'm trying to fast forward here. Oh, here we go. May. No, let's go to June. Let's see what's coming up. Let's see if they've got anything going on
Right.
concert-wise. All right. So on June 1st, there's a metal band called Cradle of Filth that's playing. Also,
Sorry, that's screaming.
also Born Ruffians. Cradle of Filth is playing at First Avenue. There's a couple different places. There's the 7th Street entry and there's Turf Club, both of which are kind of attached. First Avenue is where you want it. Keshi, Keshi, is, which I think I've heard of before, is playing on June 2nd.
Yeah.
June 3rd, at Palace Theater, which is not attached there, but Primus is playing at June. Primus is playing in June 3rd. You got to be kidding me.
Wow.
First Avenue, Benee, Benee, or Benee. We Are Scientists are playing at June 4th. Let's see. Orville, let's see. June 5th. All right, let's see what's happening June 5th.
June 5th.
June 5th is that day, is that night that we're leaving. Orville Peck on the Bronco tour. I think that's like, I don't know who they are. And Sophie Tucker is playing on June 6th, which we won't be there. We'll be at the, there's got to be, so they're open every single night, but there's got to be an event that we can go to one of the days.
Right.
But they have something happening every single night.
Well, just have to find a way to be in that space. Like I said, even if I can't get inside, that's good. We'll work that out another visit.
We might be able to finagle something.
Hey,
you know,
never know. Just
just be able to say, hey, we want to come in and see, whatever.
Right.
I mean, even if we have to pay to go to a show there just to get in the door,
it may be worth. And I would consider that strongly. And besides, you never know what kind of great bands will show up. I mean, even if I haven't heard of someone who's there, you get there and you go, wow. Like, this is awesome. These guys are awesome. And there you go. We got another place to be.
Apparently the Prince night is happening in September. So that's a ways away.
Yeah. Well, guess where when I'm not going.
Yeah, when I told my wife I was going to be in Minnesota for a week, she was like, "What?"
Yeah,
she's used to be going 4 days, 4 days. That's typical. A celebration, maybe 5. That's kind of pushing it. This is the first time. This will be the longest I've stayed in Minneapolis. This will be the longest I've stayed there.
Oh, sorry.
Which almost just a day under. Well, no, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Yeah, I'll bet that's a week. This will be the first time I've stayed in Minneapolis for a week. That's a long time, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, Karen says, why don't we do pancakes at Perkins at 3 a.m.
Hey,
yeah, you can do that too. That's fine too. Randy Trimble, just reach out to me. Private message me on Facebook. We'll talk about the boat thing. Any information you have on boats where people can get tickets, that's great. If there's a way that we could join you guys, we would love to do it. We'd love to, it would be fantastic. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And Sunflower Mars is in charge. I'm just her assistant. All right, Randy, let us know. Well, absolutely. We'll check it out. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any questions.
Yeah,
Karen says you'll love First Avenue. Yeah, and that's true too. This is true also.
Right.
That they also do have tours that happen during the day of First Avenue. So even if you don't want to go in for a show, there's no really good shows that are happening. It's metal and country and something else.
Right.
Not that there's not good metal or country music, but
hey,
I lucked out and was able to see DJ Lenka Paris there doing a jam session. Oh, I haven't scrolled far enough down yet.
Oh yeah, Karen. Yeah, absolutely. If I get in that situation, I'm definitely gonna get a shirt.
Oh yeah, And a jacket. The jackets are cool.
Oh, I want the jacket. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna get a jacket.
Please, I need to write that down. Absolutely, I need to put Gina Maria's on the symbol map. Absolutely, friggin' lootly. And there may be other pizza in Minneapolis that's just as good as Gina Maria's, but I really rolled the dice, and it was fantastic. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna keep. And Randy says Station Pizzeria is pretty good too.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, so lots of cool stuff to talk about. So much information. Again,
Overload.
Facebook.com/groups/Prince Celebration. That is where you would go for that spreadsheet that has all the events that I talked about. Plus, on top of that, we will also, as Paisley Park releases the schedule for the celebration, when specific things are happening, we will absolutely put that on the list as well, because the whole point of Prince Celebration was not just for all the external things that are happening, but also the celebration, and so that you can kind of see a calendar list of events. Because I think, if I remember correctly, you can have either map view, or you can have like the time view where you can kind of see how things overlap, and so just so you kind of back up and see what's happening when, and what's conflicting with what.
Wow.
And
wow.
that was
here overlap there.
That's a lot of emoticons.
Wow.
That's a lot of emoticons. I don't even know where to even find those hearts. There's so much going on there. I feel like there's some subliminal messages happening here.
I'm feeling that though. I'm feeling it.
We feel you, Sheila.
Right? 100%.
Is what the VIP celebration. Gina Maria, thank you, Andrea. Gina Maria is 7416 Mitchell Road in Eden Prairie.
Yes. I can't wait now. I'm like, oh.
Randy says we're only GA. Yes, we're only Jeff Page and myself are only GA. Also, we are not VIP. We did talk about all the events for VIP. The reality of it is that we may have done VIP if I was in a better situation financially, but that's $900 was just a lot of money. And for both of us to go, with fees and everything, you're looking at $2,000 just to attend it. I'm not saying it's not worth it. I'm sure that people will have you're going to have a great time no matter how you go, general admission or VIP. Just monetarily, it was a little bit of a,
Yeah, it was a little bit of a stretch.
And P-Funk and Andre are just looking to judge the sexy dancer contest that's being held at a random strip club.
I might win that one. I might, depending on how that week goes. Man, I'm just saying.
You just go straight from the pajama jam.
That's right. And
right to the strip club.
And go take them off. And it'll be silk pajamas, so they're going to slide. Never mind. Just forget it.
Or easily stained. That stuff never comes out. You know that, right?
Pajama jam, once it's on. Silk.
Anyways, any announcements for the 8th? There was nothing on the schedule that I saw for the 8th. I'm sure there will be things that pop up. Keep tuned to that Prince Celebration group. It might be yes, Karen said there is a guide that wrote a book about First Avenue. I can't remember the guy's name, but there's a couple different tours. There's one guy that did a purple tour, and one of it includes going into First Avenue, but First Avenue does do specific tours that you can do. We may try to sign up for that and see if we can find a lot of things. Linda
says pizza.
Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, sorry. putting things up at the same time.
Sorry, you got it. Mine's about food. I'm sorry. I keep going back to food.
Heidi, I don't even know what this means. Are you calling me Lucky Charms?
I think that was all the emoticons. Don't you know?
Oh.
I'm not trying to go on the trip. Don't you know?
Green clovers, purple stars,
Purple moons and blue diamonds.
and silver condoms.
Silver gun. No.
Anyways, People on says, I want to go dance in the nude Love Sexy party being held at Smucker's. I don't even know what that is.
Now
But that sounds disturbing.
is my favorite tour.
And does it include jelly?
So I would go watch somebody dance in the nude at Love. I'm not getting nude. Sorry. It's not. I'll strip, but I'm not staying. I'm not starting nude. I take it off gradually. I can't just walk in and be like, hey, Love Sexy tour.
Jill said there's also Gina Maria's in Chanhassen at 330 Lake Drive East, Chanhassen. I will figure out which one it is. I'm sure they're the same. They must have like two different locations and they might make the same exact pizza. But the one it literally was in a short shopping center that had a gas station on one end, and then they were on the other end. And I think there may have been a dry cleaners in the middle. It was just like, oh, this is random. And then when I got it, I was like, oh my God, this is the best friggin' pizza I've had
Wow.
ever. There's a barbecue place that's right up the street from me called Tipsy Pig. That's the exact same thing. It's attached to a gas station. You go, I'm not eating barbecue from a gas station, but it has nothing to do with the gas station. They just happen to be, they set up camp at the gas station and it's incredible. It's like, oh, this is disturbing on many
We should
levels.
go back to Roadhouse. Roadhouse, man. That's where we should go.
Okay.
Get our rat on.
Yeah, for those who didn't hear that story,
Oh.
Jeff Page and myself and
Gypsy.
and Gypsy, we went to Roadhouse and had steak, Texas Roadhouse, and had steak, and because that's when I was first starting the whole keto thing, and the meal was fine, everything was great, but then as we were walking out, there was a dead rat in the middle of the floor. It wasn't fake. It literally was a full-blown rat.
Yeah, he was done.
And
Yeah.
everybody was standing over the rat, just looking at him. Like the workers weren't doing anything to clean up the incident and make sure that nothing happened. They were just crouched down, looking at him like, "Wow, there's a rat in the middle of a restaurant."
Like
And he wasn't dead yet. He was dying. He was in the process of
he
dying.
was dying. Who ordered
dying.
that? Somebody's trying to figure out.
He was just laying on his sides, going, "So much steak."
It's so food coma.
It was gross. It was so disgusting. I have not eaten at Texas Roadhouse since.
And you know, the funny thing about Texas Roadhouse is I really used to like that place.
I do too.
Any state I would go to, if I saw one, I'd want to go to a Texas Roadhouse just because I like to say Roadhouse. You know, it's just fun to say. It's Roadhouse. You know where? But yeah, after that, I'm kind of like, ooh.
And as Gypsy was walking out, I was just like, maybe he just got sick from licking all those steaks. And Gypsy was like, "Oh no!" And she walked out. Oh my God.
That's like whatever.
So gross. It was so disgusting
I did
watching that rat.
I'm at the front though, because as I walked forward, I was like, "Hey, can I have a to-go box for the night?"
We're like, he was like this big. I mean, it was like he was a big rat. It was a big rat laying on the side, just
maybe
taking his last breath. It was so disgusting. It was so gross. That was, Keely says, "Are you going to last the whole week?" Depends on what you're talking about, young lady. The answer would be no. Not a week.
I mean, I might get 5 or 10 minutes.
That's my best time.
That's my best time.
And clear.
I'm trying to keep my times down, you know.
We got stuff to do.
We got stuff to do. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it was nowhere in Georgia. Yes, it was in Georgia. It was in Snellville, Georgia, if you must know. Snellville, Georgia, right off of 124.
Wow.
Texas Roadhouse, rat laying in the middle of the restaurant. Call me a liar. I'm sure that I can find. I have 2 witnesses that were there. You can come after me if you want. Rat.
I say that wasn't a rat. It was just a big bone mouse.
That ain't a rat. This is a rat.
Here's a rat. Oh man.
All right. So, anyways, we got done talking. We got destroying local businesses and Paisley Park celebration, June 2nd through the 5th. Well, the 5th for VIP folks, 2nd through the 4th for general admission folks. Amazing event. So much stuff that we covered. You definitely want to, if you came in late, definitely want to rewatch some of this because we got so much information, so much data on there. I think on the recap of this, I'm going to cut out all the extra stuff that was at the end. But so much information going on, and you'll definitely want to come. It's going to be fantastic. You want to be there. Amazing event. So much stuff going on. And as the event gets closer, I guarantee you, coming towards the end of April and as we get into May, more events are going to be popping up all over the state that are Prince related. As I mentioned, Jesse Johnson popped up at Bunkers one time that he did an event there. It just happens.
Right.
It just happens.
And we'll do what we can to keep you guys in the know as things happen. If they give us enough time, if we find out, and we'll try to keep everybody going if we can. So
yep, we'll add it to the list.
That's it. That's all we can.
That's all we can do. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been an amazing night. A lot of information. I knew this was going to be a long show when I typed it out, and it was 16 pages of information. I was just like, you have to be kidding me. And that doesn't even include the free-for-all chatter. It's just unreal.
It's from.
But anyways, it's going to be a lot of fun. Cammy's going to be at the Live Warfield concert. Yes, the Live Warfield concert is happening. What is that? Is that April 22nd? I think it's April 22nd, I think, is the Live Warfield concert at, is it Paisley Park? I think so.
You got me on that one. I don't remember.
Live Warfield is April 22nd. I think I know that. And definitely go to that if you happen to be in town this year. Oh, one other thing to mention too. Does anybody know 21st? Thank you, Keely. Does anybody know about the area, the George Floyd Memorial area? Also, I meant to mention that about Minnesota too, because the last time that I was in Minnesota, that whole area, that whole block where all the events happened with the George Floyd incident was all blocked off, and the whole area is all graffitied. And I know that the city was trying to reopen those streets, and that there was a bunch of people that were fighting it. But there was stuff that was still all graffitied on the road, and they still had memorials and stuff all up. Greg says the street is open now. All right. Well, that area is still pretty cool. They still have a lot of stuff that's there. There's still a memorial there, though, according to what Greg said.
Okay.
Calhoun Square. I don't know what the situation is. It used to be a little shopping mall that, it was in Prince's thing. It's got a couple cool things in there, but it's scary as hell now. It's just empty. There's like only a couple. Most of the stores were boarded up last time we were there. There's only like a few stores that were open, and you had to sign in to even get in. They were like, "What store are you here to go to?" I was like, "I don't know. What stores are open?" He was like, "Here's the stores." And I guess that one. And you walk around, there's like no music playing. It's just like an empty.
If you like put a store on the list and then you go to another one, do you get escorted out the building?
They won't let you in.
Wow.
That's,
Okay.
that's what I said.
You're not on the list. Yeah.
Suzanne said, Calvin Square renamed to Seven Corners.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's off the list.
Well, I mean, it's still Calvin Square. I mean, I took some pictures and stuff. It's still on the map at princecelebration.com. Randy, I will try to reach out to you. I'll try to reach out to you. So there's that.
Awesome.
Anyways, yeah. Randy, I'm adding you as a friend right now. So there's a friend request that's in there. So now you'll be able to contact me. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. We're done. We're done for the night. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of information. Good Lord, a lot of information here. And so I'm hoping that it's awesome.
Yeah, this was good. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you hung out to the end because this is a very long show, but it was worth it to go through everything. So, awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Good night, everyone. I hope to see you guys soon. Again, remember next week, well, we got some events that are happening here. Remember that on Thursday, we will is the 6-year anniversary of Prince's final concerts in Atlanta here at the Fox Theater. So be sure that you tune into the Funked Up app, specifically Purple Yoda Radio, on that day. Be sure that I've got to figure out all the programming and all that stuff and figure out exactly how, because this is, I'm still tweaking with the radio station. It's not, I'm still working stuff out. I do realize that there are some songs that seem to be played every now and then that I've got to kind of move some stuff around that I think are replaying a little bit too much. And it's a whole process, but right. I will do my best to craft something on Thursday so that something is that you'll enjoy is playing on Thursday to celebrate the 6-year anniversary of Prince's final concerts in Atlanta. Might be a bunch of live concerts. Just tune in. Purple Yoda Radio. Also, next week's show will be moved to Thursday, not Tuesday, Thursday, the 21st. So we'll have the show on the 6-year anniversary of Prince's passing, which is what he asked us to celebrate. So we will be moving the show to Thursday so that we are live on that day. And yep.
All right.
All right. And Anna, that's fantastic.
That's great. Good.
Prince would be honored.
He would be honored.
He'd be like, wow, good job, guys. Good job.
Good job,
we are delivering. See?
Nice.
It's amazing what you can do in 10 minutes.
I mean, you know.
All right, guys. Good night. Hope you guys had a fantastic time.
Good night.
Yes, Thursday will be emotional. Be ready for it. We're going to have some fun. Good night, everyone. Talk to you later. And we are signing off. I'm going to have to click a bunch of buttons now, so I'm going to look awkward just for a minute. So,
Click, 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 click.
click and broadcast. Was it good? Was it quality?